And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. And we're joined all the way from Dubai, I think, Mauro Sassi and Andrea Presti.
Hey, good to see you. Yeah, thank you for that. Thanks a lot.
Anytime, guys. Now, am I correct in saying you're in Dubai?
Yeah, correct.
So because obviously for the sake of some of the American viewers, you've had to go via Italy to Dubai for 2 weeks before you can enter America, correct?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Cool.
And then Monday we move to USA. Monday morning, 8 o'clock, we have a flight to Orlando.
Okay. What's it been like in Dubai then?
Say again, sorry.
What's it been like in Dubai? Have you been okay training and everything? Has it been okay being there for 2 weeks?
Everything organized before when you move here. We're training in the Venus gym. It's a nice place, very good. Full equipment. And we're still in apartment. Food, posing, everything is good in Dubai because we organize it before when you come here. You know, to Olympia, we need to hold all the best for that.
So, Andrea, you're heading into your first Mr. Olympia after winning the Portugal Pro earlier this year. How do you feel, mate?
Well, now is a 6 day out, and I start to realize because before, I take the qualification for Olympia and I say, wow, I go to the Olympia, but in my mind, I don't realize really that I go to the Olympia. Because if I think about Olympia, I think when I go to see Olympia in 2013, 2019, that I'm in the public and they say, oh, wow, maybe first Bonac, maybe first Rami. And I play to think about who win. Now I'm on stage. And for me is a realization of a dream. Because Olympia for me is really a dream. I never think about, this year I go to the Olympia. No, I compete. I try to compete. I try to improve myself. I try to improve show by show. And then in Portugal, dreams come true.
Yeah. So I mean, you're the first. Now, obviously, this is a bit of a big deal for Italian bodybuilding because you're the first Italian bodybuilder in the Mr. Olympia since 1993.
Yeah, Mauro Sassi.
Correct.
The last one is Mauro Sassi. He's 28 years that there isn't an Italian athlete in the open class. A lot of Italian guys in the other class, classic physique, men physique, bikini girls, also some women in hard. Now, because there is a two, our teammate Silvia Matta compete in hard bodybuilding women, but in the open bodybuilding there is 28 years.
20.
Last one.
Hang on a minute, though, Mauro. Didn't Flavio Bascianini compete in 1993 Olympia as well?
Yeah, also. Last week was Mauro Sassi, but Flavio. Remember the show when posing close to Lou Ferrigno? Yeah, that was funny. No, Flavio is nice, guys. I know him. I meet him. He was like a guest pose at Piero Venturato, Serge Nubret, and Flavio Bascianini. I was in Army and I got to see the show long time ago. Flavio is nice person. He lives now in San Francisco.
Okay, so you're referring to the call out because this guy was 4'11", and Lou Ferrigno was 6'5", and they called them out together at the pre-judging at the 1993 Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
Were you at that one?
No.
Okay. So, how are you feeling? How you looking based upon how you looked in Portugal? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling like you've improved, or?
He's my word because I'm.
You are the coach.
Yeah, I know. The planning for Andrea, we do like Andrea. Everybody for extreme condition, detailed shredded glutes, and good posing. And take a good stage, but sometimes looks not too much dry, but he needs little bit full rest. That was the planning to work for Olympia. Of course, the lineup in Olympia with the best bodybuilder in the world, and then we need the best for Andrea. But my goal and my planning are to take Andrea the same condition in Portugal, but a little bit full rest.
Okay,
that was planned for the work for that, because in Dubai. And still just close with Andrea, wake up in the morning, start to first plan of posing, breakfast, little bit rest, first training, and eating, and have a good feeling and reset. I saw the improve. Of course, I don't want to do liar, but in 14 days, the legs looks better, and the brain of Andrea is not still in the stress and works very good, like professional work. No stress, business, nothing else. Just a little bit social, but just focus on the way.
So Dubai's probably been a good little break before the Olympia, because I mean, would you have been quite distracted in Italy, or do you feel okay being in Dubai? I suppose is it little distractions?
But honestly, in Dubai it come out still me, Andrea, and other guys, photographer company, Luca Alfieri, and then still outside of everything. Of course, in Italy, Andrea have more stress about the job, about the client, and is still under stress. Dubai is perfect for me. I was many time in USA. It was long time in Los Angeles, in Venice, long time ago for 1-2. I was 3 months in the Milos house. It was great time to preparing my show, World Champions in WABA. But the Dubai, I suggest the athlete, if you want to come here, is very easy to live. It's not too much expensive, and the gym is comfortable. It's only outside is very hot. It's very warm. Will come outside, but everywhere is like air conditioner. Is everybody still? Also, James was there. Now he traveled into USA like 1 week ago. James, I talk about James Olympia.
Yes. So what's the plan for the Olympia? What are you hoping for?
The plan are decided. Honestly, I don't have a plan like in the paper, like when you're preparing the guys like in the long distance or not close to me. Andrea, I check it out every day, the condition after posing, and we decide how much is the dose of carbs of a day. Normally, Andrea don't go less than 500 in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's have a fast metabolism, but Andrea is come a long time ago in one show, very, very straight. In that time, there was intelligent bodybuilder, don't lose the condition, and still every time in condition, and not have an off season like take a lot of fat, and then finally it's possible to prepare him with a high dose of carbs than other competitor.
Okay,
500 is enough, or probably for some athletes is too much. But for him, if you see like a front and back pose right now, is close to ready to the stage.
On 500 gram of carbs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I have 3 days at 500 and 1 day 800, 70, 500.
800?
Yeah. Every 4 days. 3 day low, 500, and 1 day 800. Yeah.
Do you struggle to take that many carbs in?
Yeah. No. I feel good. However, I don't. If I don't eat 500, I feel very, very empty. Not hungry, because I have no problem with staying diet, because in the past I did strong diet, maybe some days 0 carbs, so 2 or 3, 4, 5 days 0 carbs, and I don't not suffer diet. But now, if I feel my body under 400, 500 grams of carb, I feel empty, and I see during of the day my body that looks much drier.
I can't. That's blown my mind, because I remember Jay Cutler saying when he did a heavy carb up, and he was carbing up in the few days for a show, he would go up to 1,000 gram of carbs. And I just thought, and he said that was an extreme amount of carbs, and you're having that on like a high carb day on your diet.
In the condition of Portugal is arrived from 3 weeks, every day 600 grams of carb. Never go down, never go up. I still remain in 700 grams of carb for 3 weeks. Salt free, water free. I never touch water or salt. And the one time Mauro told to me, Andrea, you never counting the salt because I use free. No, today I try. I use 28 grams of salt a day.
28 grams.
It's not everybody, the people, when you see that interview, don't try this one, because of course it's not like suggest for everybody the same.
Yeah.
But example, from Portugal, we try lower carbs and 4 times in a day, like a Fire Master, empty stomach and posing. And when Andrea sent me the video about the condition, about situation of his condition before the show, I say, Andrea, it's too less carb, increase to 500. And then we do like a going catabolism before the show, like 3-4 weeks before. When I saw that Andrea is close to ready and start to be imploded, and of course drier, but lose the size, that was the time for increase the carbs. But the plan is come to catabolism. Is the best situation.
So do you do a carb up as well? In the last few days, do you actually do a carb up, or do you just come in as you are?
We will see, because if we take, for example, Portugal, no, we still every day 600.
The same dose. If it depends how is it looking, because if you look like 3-4 days, very, very low carbs and deplete complete, of course they will need a loading. But sometimes it's not every athlete was the same. Some athlete needs like the same day, like the talk with Patrick is not changing nothing with Ian in some show. Still water, still the same carbs, and going the show like a normal day. Wow, in the final they take the victory. Sometimes is that the brain also was me in the old school, like, okay, 4-day deplete, come to complete empty, and now put inside the carbs to have better reaction, still full on the stage. But what I tried with Andrea was the best goal in Portugal. I don't change nothing, because he was ready 2 weeks before.
In my personal experience, I see that I see the big difference when I sleep well. If I sleep 6-8 hours well, I lost 2 kilos, 2.5 kilos of water. I wake up in the morning very, very dry.
Yeah.
And the doctor looks me at them. Andrea, you need carbs. If I don't sleep well, so maybe I sleep 1 hour, I wake up still wake up to see telephone. So the body is not improved too much in day by day. But if I sleep well, my body answer really, really good.
Yes, that's about the stress. No?
Yeah, that's completely the opposite of kind of what I was, like the old school mentality. It's like, I remember there was a bodybuilder about 15 years ago in the UK, and he told me he was dieting for a big show on 600 gram of carbs and 8 to 10 gram of salt. And and he came in absolutely like, it went against everything. It went against everything that I kind of believed and what everyone believed, at that time.
Me too, because when I started my bodybuilding long time ago, there we cooking everything without water, like, the mineral water. There is no carbs. There was like this is not a new secret for the new champions. This is because the bodybuilder for me is start to eat clean in off season. Remember a long time ago, off season was to be like scale and 20-30 kilos more and eat everything. That's bad, because now is a bodybuilder professional. I'm talking about open class, is like ready 10 weeks out, close to ready. If you want to come shredded on the glutes, what is the best mark now for the show? Back pose, double bicep back. Everybody want to see the back pose. Back pose is a signature to win the show or not.
So does Andrea kind of grow into the show?
Yeah. They're growing to the show. There are not have like a depleted situation. They're still working to improve, but they're still in condition. He don't lose condition, or sometimes looks a little bit tired, but not lose condition. Condition stay. Of course, Andrea is the most popular for the back pose, for the drier glutes and separation. There we are in off season. You have not shredded glutes, but have a glutes very, very cut. And that's the lucky for that, probably don't have some part of genetic lucky, but the goodness give lucky for him to shred the glutes in off season.
Yeah. So
many need like low carbs for long time, 1 hour cardio to have a shreddy glutes.
But he's a very high volume trainer as well, isn't he?
Yeah, high volume with a high weight. Andrea, he likes to train in long time, like 2 hours. I will try to him like pushing the like a small giant, high intensity, but his body responds with a high weight, still in the heavy weight, and a 2 minutes pause between the set. But heavyweight with a basic exercise. Like today, deadlift with a dumbbell, deadlift Smith machine. Today he do like a hamstring and abs.
Today train hamstring. I did 24 sets of hamstrings.
Wow. Hamstrings.
Free machine. Sitting leg curl, 8 sets, 12, 15 reps. Deadlift at Smith machine, 8 sets, 12 or 15 reps. No, sorry, today dumbbells. Today with dumbbells, deadlift with dumbbells. And the last 8 sets, standing leg curl.
Wow. That's crazy.
Because I feel good when I train.
Yeah.
It's the best part of the day. Because, under competition, I don't feel too much the stress on competition for competition. But, you may be here in Dubai, no. If I'm at home, I have work, I have stress with my job. When I train, my brain is thinking only about training. So I feel very good. So if I stay in gym 2 hours to an hour and a half, I feel good for 2 hours to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got the Olympia in 6 days. After the Olympia, we have Rome the week after. We have Romania. We have Alicante. We have Egypt. I'm sure there's another one I've forgotten about. Oh, the Fort Legion in America, which is probably a bit too far. I'm assuming you're doing the Rome show, the Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rome, surely, because I want to compete in front of my public, in front of in my country. The day show after Olympia, I want. After that, Mauro will decide. I think
my future will be stopped for that. They take some rest because he compete like in Bahamas, after in Alicante, Estoril, and now in Olympia. It's a long time. The body still under not stress, but need like some reset or resetting for to everything and for to continue the career. If you want to need more show, is a time to body's time take some rest.
Couldn't you do Alicante or Romania? Get some points for next year, maybe build some points up. No,
because I don't.
Come on.
The mind we needed, but sometimes body say, "Hey, I'm too tired. You stress me with a heavy training, dieting, long time," and then we be honestly for logic. The planning takes some rest, but I don't know. We will see what's happened. The plan is the resting after Rome. Okay,
but Rome's going to be a good one for you to do because I think that's going to be it's good prize money. Yamamoto, it's kind of your crew. It's on your home soil. I think that's a nice, and hopefully that's not too much travel right after the Olympia. It's kind of, is it a direct flight or?
Direct.
Oh, good.
No, sorry. We have a stop in New York because the only one COVID-free flight passed to New York.
Oh.
There isn't a direct flight COVID-free Orlando, Milano.
Yeah.
It's Orlando, New York, Milano.
And I put in MD, I don't know whether it's the issue before or the one that's yet to come out, but I put in that you and Vlad were going to be the hardest guys in the Mr. Olympia. Vlad is now out.
Yeah, Vlad is the problem with I talked with him like a couple of days ago. He's the problem to the visa.
Yeah. So it's on you now, mate, Andrea. It's on you to it's on you to bring the best condition in the Mr. Olympia, mate. So sorry. Yeah, he's okay with that. Mauro, quickly, can I get your Olympia predictions? I want to, because while I've got you here, hope it's okay, Andrea. I want to hear your Olympia predictions. Let's talk about the top 6, if that's okay. Is that okay, Andrea?
Top 6 or top 5?
Go 6, maybe. Let's go nuts. Let's go nuts.
For me, first call out will be Rami, there Adi, Nick, and William and Brandon Carey.
Yeah.
Rami first, second or third, Adi Chopin, but for my opinion, will be Nick Walker second.
Oof.
That don't do like tell this one for a special personal with the other athlete. I respect all athletes that step on stage,
of course,
like in Olympia or the regional. I have respect with the man when you make a sacrifice and want to play the bodybuilding. I was impressed with the Nick condition only in the picture, in the video. That was amazing guy, because his coach is making like a perfect combination for water in the muscle and nothing water outside. Dryer, control the stomach, lean face. I never seen in the live. Only one time Nick Walker walking around the booth of Yamamoto in Columbus. I saw that guys. I said, wow. And then I don't see him never in the stage. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, guys. Dangerous.
You think he could be top 3?
For my idea, there will be Adi.
Really?
I will tell you why. I tell you, Adi, I respect man. Don't people when you hear that interview, they think, oh, Mauro, what you say?
No. We don't think that. No.
Double bicep back is a shock about Nick, because he have a peak of the biceps. Is much impressive of Adi. I don't know. Probably my prediction is wrong, but
no. I think that's pretty much the general consensus. I think that's kind of the general feeling of how the top 6 will go. So
the only problem is that if Nick take the same condition in Arnold, because if you don't have the same exactly, it's the body sometime reaction in one situation and in some time in another. There also in Arnold was the best light. Yeah. Arnold showed Columbus the light, unbelievable. I don't know if it will be in Olympia the same. I hope so, because Olympia is a big show the best show in the world. They come in one time in a year. The different light to make it just different detail. Top 3. After that, top 3 is Adi, Rami, and Nick. And after with Brandon or William, depend how is William looking, because William, they don't put a picture, a last picture. Of course, one situation is in Instagram, social, one situation is step on stage. It's a complete different. Everybody, also including me, they will need the best for the athlete, put little bit filter to make impressive social media. But finally, the stage take one level everybody. It's not possible to liar. And the second call is for 6 people. It was Hakim, Ian Bailer, Hunter, Justin Rodriguez, Nathan Rowley, and Olished. This is my opinion for the second call out. In that guys is probably Ian. He liked me a lot in the second part of the show in Arnold. In pre-judging was, I don't know what's happened, nothing bad, but in the final was much drier, much separation, much cut in the legs, and posing much better than pre-judging. Ian, Hakim, Hunter sometimes is not coming best condition. Probably is too young, need more work to have extreme quality. Like me a lot, Justin Rodriguez, because they have a very good upper body. Milos, when he said me, Mauro, in the real is a little bit different proportion about the legs. He need more legs. For me, I just talking in the video. I don't see in the real. There, Nathan Rowley, James also, Olished. James, if he bring the good color, and then he have an extreme condition like a paper skin, that is possible to do. Then we see the second call out. For me, Ian was big favorite and Justin Rodriguez.
Okay.
And that's the finally come Andrea.
Andrea,
but not least, the last group is Shaban, Hassan Mustafa, Regan Grimes, Patrick Moore, and Andrea Presti.
Okay.
That's the final group. And then Andrea and me is honored to be in the final group, because he stepped on stage. For him was the dream, and for me also, come to one athlete when athlete grow up with me, because Andrea, when he started with me, he started to the regional in Italy, in PC. He was a very, very young athlete and not experienced. For me, it's the best. Now is the goal that Andrea step on stage. There will be good fight with Andrea and Regan. Regan is much impressed.
That'd be a good one.
In the social. I saw him last time in Alicante. He's not impressive like in the social. But I saw last time they have a good condition. Face looks skinned. There is a dryer. There probably is strict more diet. Hassan Mustafa is depend. Somebody like it, somebody no, but he have a lot of muscle. In the bodybuilding, muscle is very important. Of course, it's not comparison with the same condition. The critical of Assam is a condition. His muscle is enough. And Patrick Moore is very aesthetic like Andrea, but we see in comparison close, because Andrea sometimes looks smaller in the picture, in the video, but in the real is a complete different.
Andrea's big. He's like, what, 120 kilo?
Yeah, under 22 was last.
That's not small. That's not small.
But sometimes he's not look big because he don't have round muscle and looks like a taller. Not, I don't want to say classy. Many people say, Andrea is classy. No.
I think he's going to be like Theo. He's going to surprise people by how big he is. Because like Theo's one of those guys like Andrea. You see him on stage, and then you see him in pictures, and they look big. But then when you see him on stage, you think, holy shit, they've actually got a big frame, and they're actually carrying a lot of muscle. You
think that some guys in Italy tell me, Theo, why you don't compete in 212? I say, Theo is 122 kilos on the stage.
Yeah.
Big
50 pounds off.
The picture is smaller. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Shaban, Hassan, Regan, Patrick, Andrea in the last call out, and then we see what's happened. Of course, this is my prediction, not 100%, but for me, it's 99% Rami will be first if you have put the same condition, the same scheme, the same proportion in the stage. He's worked with Dennis, I think that, and then also his coach. And that will be interesting, Nick Walker. He's very shocked. I analyze every bodybuilder in the professional show, because also then coaching, I'm very patient for to check it out. Like Walker was incredible. 6-pack front, double bicep with a peak biceps. Good control, because also when he switched the pose and changed the pose, the stomach and everything is under control. And also when you put the double bicep back, there was easy one. Of course, the Steve Kuklo was big, but big is not enough if you don't have an extreme condition.
Yeah. Also, Andrea, it must feel good going to the Olympia on a win. Do you know what I mean? Going on a good win rather than kind of getting through on points.
I don't understand. Sorry.
I'm saying he's getting through to the Olympia on a win, because some guys are getting through on points. It must feel good going into the Olympia as an actual pro show winner. You know, it's like, right, I really, really deserve to be here.
This is another point that many people also from Italy say, wow, Andrea will be the last. Okay, of course, but Andrea, tell him. Don't tell him.
For me, be the last in the Olympia is a good result, because for me, go to the Olympia is a dream. I say for the day after my qualification, I say that I'm in Olympia, I'm happy. So I'm happy is not meaning that I surrender. Okay, I go and I don't give my 100%. No, I give my 120%. But I know that I'm in front of the most big show in the world. And if I think only last year, and I think about Olympia, for me, it's impossible that I will come. For me, it's impossible. Now, I'm in Olympia. If I arrived 21 of 20 athletes, is okay. It's the first experience in the Olympia. For me, it's okay. So, I don't know. I want to see myself close to the other athletes.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's a competition. Competition is not on social media, but on stage. Also for understand which part I will improve in the future. So I will see me in so close to Regan, and I see that Regan has more legs, more frame, a smaller waist than me. Okay, I know that I must work in the future with legs, small waist. Every time is a good time to improve myself. For me, Olympia is that. It's a dream, and it is a big experience to improve myself for the future, because I know that can be or couldn't be my first and the last Olympia. But I hope to know. I hope that I hope that it will be the first Olympia, but not the last.
Bring the condition of Portugal, and if you've made any more improvements, I could see you in second call out. You'll be one of the best conditioned athletes, if not the best up there. You know, you've got a pro win. I mean, wouldn't it be great if you then went to Rome and won or got a good placing to kind of shut it down for next year? You know, I mean, imagine if you got the win in Rome and then you could just got all year to prep for the Olympia for next year.
The goal will be fantastic.
Yeah.
But in Rome, there is a lot of people because surely there is the Ori Yamamoto team. So Rolly, surely, Patrick, surely. More. Sometimes someone say that Adi want to come to Rome to take money, I think, because there is a lot good prize money.
Yeah,
it's very difficult, but it's okay. If Mauro will decide that after Rome stop, okay, we prepare for the next spring. There is a lot of competition. If I can, in the first 5 people in Rome, I take some points for the future.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's really okay. For me, be on the Olympia is my goal. And for me, is okay. Also, if I ride the last one.
Mate, this year you got a pro win and you got your first Olympia. That's a huge step forward for you as an athlete. You know, it's a great level up. And if you can do the same next year, that's what bodybuilding's about. And the competition is just about constant progression. And you've moved up, so you've done your job. You know, you've put the work in. So you've got an exciting couple of weeks coming up, guys.
Say again, sorry.
You have an exciting couple of weeks coming up.
Yeah.
Very exciting couple of weeks.
If I'm excited to go to Olympia.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks of fantastic bodybuilding heaven, mate.
I don't feel right now excited. I probably when you land in USA and we will see like a friend of mine, Milos, and other guys, and also athlete, will be realize what is the situation, where I come. Or also when you call like from Bob Ciccarello from Italy, Andrea Presti. The voice of bodybuilding was to be I was very happy for that. I will be very, very happy.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be a very interesting couple of weeks, mate. It's and I'm excited for you, and I wish I could be there, but I couldn't be away from home for that long, you know. So it was too long for me to be away. But we're watching on the live stream. First Italian bodybuilder in the Mr Olympia in 28 years. That's huge. You know, that must be a huge honor for you. I mean, nearly 3 decades.
Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot, Gilles. Thank you for everything. And
okay,
well, today is the day that Andrea will become realizing the show for the Olympia. They will do that.
Yep, and all the best for Rome as well, guys.
Yeah, of course, Rome also.
All right, then. Well, safe travels, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Okay,
then, guys. Ciao.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from, completely forgot, Brooke Walker.
Yeah. Hello.
Brooke, because you moved it, didn't you? Because you literally just had your hair done for the Olympia.
Yeah. Yes.
Brooke, I wanted to get you on very, very quickly because what is it, like 2 years ago, I've been hyping saying I think this lady is potential top 5 Olympia. I think she's like the second coming of Juliana Malacan. But at that point, and in the last couple of years, you kept coming second. You didn't win a pro show. And then a few weeks ago, you nailed your condition and you tell us.
Yes. Yeah. So, in Phoenix, I felt like that was definitely my best package to date ever. And I was so, to be honest, I'm kind of like shell shock because I'm so used to hearing my name called for second place. Whenever I finally got called for the win, I just kind of stood there in awe, So I'm so honored and just truly excited to have this experience at the Olympia. But I do feel like, in all actuality, I feel like this next weekend, I'm actually going to be so much better than my all-time best. So
really?
I'm really excited to share that. Yep.
Because, I mean, like I said, I saw all the pictures and all the second places, and it was like, she just needs a little bit more condition, a little bit more dryness in the quads, but, because you do bring a really nice kind of overall package, but it was just that, you just needed that little bit extra, which you did bring in Arizona. I was so happy when you got it. I was like, right, now, right, finally get it to the Olympia and see what's going on, you know?
Yes. You know, and I completely agree. I always felt like I brought a good package, but there was always room for improvement. And I think from a conditioning standpoint, that's always kind of been my issue. Conditioned, but not quite conditioned enough, you know? So I truly have just been drilling myself and trying to manifest everything and doing everything in my power to ensure that I come in my absolute best shape for the Olympia.
The good thing was when I saw the pictures, it wasn't just the fact that you nailed your condition. You managed to keep the fullness. You didn't go stringy, because sometimes you get some competitors and they look great, fuller and not quite as dry. And then they do get the condition, but they lose all the fullness and round and the lines and, you know, they kind of lose it all, but you didn't. And that was really cool.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that I've always been really, really fortunate to have. Even whenever I'm flat, I still feel like I still look relatively full. So I'll thank my my genetics, my mom and my dad for maybe handing that down to me, you know. So I'm really, really fortunate to not have brought a stringy package.
Yeah. So how many, sorry, I don't want to go over it too many times, but how many seconds did you get? Because it was like a curse, wasn't it? It seemed it was getting ridiculous at the end.
So the funny thing is, like, even leading up to becoming a pro, I got second place 3 times before I even turned pro. It was crazy. So it's truly like I have some sort of curse, but you know, at this point, it's almost funny in an odd way. And I just kind of have rolled with the punches, and I'm more of a positive Polly. So I just kind of continue to go with it. And you know what? I'd rather get second than third place, you know? So yeah, I always look at the brighter side.
So how do you feel energy-wise and in yourself? Because obviously you've been prepping for quite a while and done a few shows, and now you've got the Olympia. How do you feel in yourself?
You know what? Going into the Olympia, I feel better than I have for any show this year. And the reason being, I've actually been in Florida for like the past 4 weeks. So
wow.
I've been here and I have completely been able to kind of like disconnect from work and completely solely focus on my training, my cardio, my posing, my eating, my sleep. And in the past, those are all factors that kind of like hinder me a little bit, you know, lack of sleep or working too much. And, you know, the list kind of goes on. So I really have been able to just channel myself here and kind of go laser focus, which I'm so fortunate to have had the opportunity to do that.
I think if you can get, I remember when Jay Cutler, when he wanted to get the Olympia title back, and he said, right, okay, then for 6 weeks before, 4 to 6 weeks, if you can get that before a big show and manage to remove distractions, get your sleep, get your recovery, it can be the difference between turning up like 80% or 100%.
I completely agree with that. And I think that in all honesty is what has helped me continue to be at my best, because nothing's changed. My intensity has remained the same when it comes to training and cardio, but I have no distractions and I've completely focused on rest and focus on everything that I have to get done. So that has been, gosh, it's just been amazing. I wish I could do this full time, right?
Thing is, that's when bodybuilders, you know, they get athletes or whatever, they get like big contracts and then they can manage to do that. It's like everything just goes to the next level. But I mean, you know, most people have got, like yourself, who've got jobs and families and lives and, you know, and all these different responsibilities, and, you know, maybe your sleep is impinged, you know, a little bit. It's like it's like you said, it's a factor when you can remove those distractions and those kind of things that take away a lot of your energy.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. I just knew going into the Olympia, I feel like this particular group of girls is a stacked lineup. Yeah. And I'm so excited about that because I think it's really going to be awesome. You know, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show to be a part of. It's going to be a great show for all the spectators and fans. But I knew in order to be competitive, I was going to have to buckle myself down and really focus on the issues that I knew were issues. So that's why I kind of packed up and came to Florida for this last little bit.
So you took the step, made the sacrifice, and it's worked. It's worked out great then.
Yes, exactly. So I'm just kind of along for the ride, and let me tell you, the past 4 weeks here have been just a blessing, just a dream come true, and that's why I'm so excited to get on the Olympia stage and just absorb every moment. I'm going to take in every single moment.
Because I mean, the amount of people that do it and then they say like, you know, I was so immersed in my tan and I kind of forgot to kind of just really take a step back and actually enjoy it, because it can happen. It's kind of over. You're at the competitor meeting and then the next thing you know, you're on your way home, you know?
No, and that's how every show goes. There's like this time where you just feel like you're waiting around, and then before you know it, the show's over, you know? And so I'm really making it a point to focus on enjoying every opportunity. Everything that happens at the Olympia, I'm just going to take it in and savor it. You know, this is my first Olympia, so you only get one time, you know, that first time, I guess. Yeah. So I'm going to enjoy all of it.
Have you given any thought to any shows? Is there any post-Olympia shows you might be doing, or are you shutting it down?
I think probably I'll shut it down, but I think maybe a lot of things too kind of determine on how I do with Olympia. You know, if I'm like right there in the mix, but not quite top 5, maybe I'll go on and do something while I'm still in shape. I don't know. So I just have to maybe get through next weekend and see what happens and go from there.
So where are you based in Florida then? Where are you? Just got an apartment somewhere or?
Yeah, I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida right now. My aunt actually lives here, so it worked out really great. So I've just been staying with my aunt and training and just doing what I need to get done, you know, resting, and it's been awesome.
So where have you been training?
So I've been training at in the mornings. I'll go and do my fasted cardio, LA Fitness, and then I'm actually going to Pack Animal Fitness here in St. Petersburg. And Derek Lunsford actually trains there as well.
Wow, cool.
Having him there in the mix is just thing. So it's just been great. I feel truly like everything has just lined up how it was supposed to for me. So I feel like this is my time, and I'm just going to take advantage of it and have fun.
Awesome. And obviously Derek Lunsford, even when he's a week out, he's just super positive, and he's just he's like a bundle of positivity.
He is, you know, and that's just been so awesome, because you see a lot of people, and obviously we're tired at this point in prep. You're exhausted, you're depleted, you know, your energy's awful. You may not be in the best mood, but Derek is like so motivating and inspiring. Yeah. Just like you know, so that's awesome to be around. You know, it helps me stay motivated having that kind of energy.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to get you on very quickly because I just wanted to because, you know, it's nice to follow those people's careers, and then, you know, and all of a sudden you take that step up and it's like you're really rooting for them, and, you know, so I just want to get you on and just kind of a little update interview and give you some, you know, a bit of a little push of publicity going into because 2 days after this comes out, you pretty much, what day are you on stage?
Friday.
Yeah, 2 days after this comes out, you're going to be on stage. So just want to acknowledge that. So, yeah, Brooke, sounds fantastic. And all the best for your very first Olympia. And,
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. So thank you so much. And good luck at the Olympia.
Yes, thanks.
All right, thanks, Brooke. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from, I think it's Ukraine, Vlad Suhoruchko.
Hi, Nate. How are you?
Vlad. I'm feeling sad, mate. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was yesterday. We make big video here with one Russian blogger. Is this big guy who have so many followers. And from yesterday I have too much feedback because of this situation here in this region. I mean, like Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus, many this country waiting me and this Olympia and support me. But when now this information, what I will not compete because of this, believe me, I have too much message from this, and so sadly, and everyone like wish me stay strong, like, and but this is what I can say. And also this, it's not only people from my region, many people this from all world texting me and saying me this what this so sad about this hearing. But this I not have I not had another option to make it, because look, my qualification, I got this last competition on this season. It was what did this this August, right?
Yeah, Alicante, yeah.
Yeah, August, and till Olympia, I had 8 or 9 weeks out, something like this. For getting visa for this short period, this is so hard, this is so difficult, and I make everything. I put I make conversation with many people just to ask to help me. First, promoter from Olympia 2 times directly send straight invitation, not to me, to embassy.
Oh wow!
I have to this embassy. I have my contract. I have special invitation from Olympia. It's just for me. This in my document. What else? Also from MHP, from my sponsor, I have also invitation. I have this list what this president of company like want to I be there and compete and represent this brand on Olympia stage, because this is biggest competition. And it's not work. For example, embassy put me date of meeting in embassy 22 April 22 year this 2022.
What?
But, yeah, why this is not have any reason to make it, because Olympia is 7 and 10 October.
Yeah.
This time, what is the reason? And because not have another option to make it, we start make specially procedure for make it fast. First time, it's like it was cancelled because of they don't work. They don't want give me this this option to make it. We try next time. Next time same. Then after promoter from Olympia starts send directly invitation. Same. It's not work. After this, we try another way from Minister Sport of Ukraine here.
Wow.
This is a big level. The biggest guy here in Ukraine, because this is now this from politic. You know, this is not just for sport or something like this. Because look, I'm in Ukrainian open category. No one guy not compete before was in this level,
Yep.
and I'm first who compete on this level. But I don't know, this consul not have any idea how this competition was, what you need points for this, what you need compete. It's like I don't know what hitting this competition, just you can compete everywhere. You don't need qualification, you don't need anything. Just you can compete. If you not come this time, you will come another time. And explain this. We can give you right now. This is fast interview in embassy because of situation with COVID, and that's what's happening. And from Minister of Sport, also they sent 1 time, 2 time this especially how to say this especially list for put me for getting me visa, make this process easier and getting me visa. No way.
So is this a COVID thing? Is this to do with?
Yes, it's just because of COVID.
Oh.
It's just because of COVID. But how we can know? These people explain like this at embassy. This explaining like this, but what is honestly we can know.
So
how we can.
So what about things like other sports people, like footballers or Olympic athletes, and what would they do from the Ukraine? Would they have to go through the same? Have they gone through the same problems?
I think this is much easier because of this like fitness industry around all world not so popular like for example football or boxing or another game. This number one in or around all world this game, it's football, and this is need to stress yourself and make it alone because you have people, you have so many different kind of people who make it this process. And here you must everything make alone. But I spoke with many people, with many guys who also will not compete in this competition. And right now I can say about I spoke also with last time with Mauro Sassi. Mauro Sassi this with Presti now in Dubai, and also difficult. They will come to Olympia. They make everything, but also many problem, many difficult. And who else? This girl from Bikini, or not Bikini, sorry, Wellness. This she from Brazil, but live in France. This Juju or
Juju, yeah.
I spoke with her because she saw what I not get visa, and she told me same. She stopped preparing to Olympia because of same situation. Look, this situation with Lionel, with Bayeke.
Yeah.
Also, they preparing to Arnold Classic, and last moment this make this shit for him.
Yeah.
Who else? Nathan have same situation like me. I am not sure about how this going on right now. This situation, maybe this will be possible, but I think he also will not compete.
So did Ahmed Askar and Bader kind of help you, or have they tried to help you as well?
But this is but we had different country, and this depend of consul. For example, same situation. This if this guy who compete in Spain, he won category 212. This Yakovlev, Vladimir.
Vladimir. Yeah.
This is guy live in Russia, but have this passport of Moldova, and they have same problem like me. They till last time not be sure about they will compete in Olympia, but he have luck. He go to another country. He go back to Moldova, and from Moldova more easier will get visa because of, this because of consul. Some consul is so stupid in for example this in my country in Ukraine directly saying to me, no, we will not give to him. And another country, for example, I know right now many situation like Poland or many another country, you can make this with consul of Ukraine, but another country for example, I have passport. I'm Ukrainian. I have Ukrainian passport. If I move to another country, for example, Poland, I go to embassy, to Ukrainian, USA embassy, with the consul, Ukrainian consul, and I will speak about this situation. I will explain this. It can be more easier than I will try make it here in Ukraine.
God.
I hope.
So with regards to, I mean, getting to other countries, say if you wanted to do a post-Olympia, like if you want to do Rome or Romania or Alicante or Egypt, is there restrictions on you now to be able to go to other, or is it just America?
No. This just I have this problem just with, but it's not problem. You know, they put me date of meeting in embassy 22. I have this date.
Yeah.
I have this date for meeting, and I will, of course, for sure, I will go and make it. And I hope they will work. And in April, I will have my visa, and then I can go and compete in USA. But right now, I can say this. So we make decision with my coach to take rest right now.
Okay.
I will not compete more this season because of for me not important right now. Just get qualification to Olympia with and put everything, put my progress, put my health, put my everything. I must think smart about this. For ahead, this so important thing. This I must always have progress, and I must always show how I improvement. If I will make now and compete to another competition, I feel my body and I understand. I am not idiot. I am feel what I'm tired. I am not fresh. I can show my potential for 100%. Because that's for me.
Because last year you did Romania and you took second there. You've done Alicante before that. You've done Alicante this year. You've done Portugal. So you've pretty much been mostly on prep since bloody hell over a year.
Exactly. Yeah. I start my preparation since this January.
Wow. Yeah. Take a break.
Yeah.
Take a break.
That's why right now so smart take. It's not rest. It's like take recovery for mind for nervous system. I continue make everything what I make. I continue everything. I stay in shape. I stay. I continue. I am not like make something radical. If you're finished everything, you must make like what you want. I will. We have plan how to make it everything, and after New Year. We will make decision because right now I spoke with Badr Budai, with Oscar also, and we are planning to. I come to Kuwait and we'll prepare him. But right now this is just question about visa, because also.
Do you know what? Whilst this visa thing's been sorted out, you're probably off better just either going to Kuwait or just getting your head down, training, putting some size on, and also enjoying your training and not have the pressure of a prep. So this could be, you could turn this into a positive if you look in the long run, because I've seen a lot of young, very good young pros like yourself who've hit the ground running and then they burn out and then they just fall away. So, you want to look at this as a really long term, and I'm sure Bader and Ahmad Askar are really thinking about your long term future here because, you're 25. I mean, it's just most guys aren't even turning pro till they're 35. Realistically, some guys aren't even really hitting their peak till they're 40. So you've got so much time on your side. And I would this is a minor setback for you because you are disappointed. You worked hard to get this qualification, but unfortunately, this is something you're just going to have to deal with and really think about taking a step back to kind of take 2 steps forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Just next season, for sure, I will compete in Olympia. This will not have any doubt because this is plan. This plan, and I will make it. I know what I can make, and I'm sure about myself, what I can show. That's just right now. I need time to make recovery for my head, for my nervous system, because you can get any progress, because if your nervous system is damaged, you can have problem, for example, this with liver, with kidney, with something, and you will have progress. But if you not have this, if your damages your nervous system, you can get any progress because of this innervation from head and muscles, these damages, and you can't show anything. It's even you make your training, you not feel anything. That's why it's not have any reason. If you want to have progress, you must now think smart, take a little bit rest.
Yep.
And after you will show better your worship.
That sounds like a plan, mate. That sounds like a really good attitude to have, you know. But I mean, obviously, when I got the message a few days ago, I was like, oh no, I felt so bad for you because I know how hard you'd worked, you know. But like I said, mate, you know, you've got a very long, very successful career ahead of you. You know, you've got everything in your kind of favor. So I would just you know, just deal with this and take a step back, and like I said, just to move so you can keep moving forward, really. So, but yeah. So, what was it like when you? I bet you felt really bad. I can't remember. Imagine how you felt. You know, I was like, no, I know how hard he's worked for this for the last year. You know, but oh well, that's the way it goes sometimes.
But anyway, this, you know, if I promise something, I make it. Like it's like. We spoke with you many times was before, and if I say something, I make it.
Yeah.
That's why question about health. If you're healthy, you can make everything. I don't need any motivation or anything for make it, because everything I have in my head for make it. That's why right now, first I stay here. I start recovery. Then after I get in my visa, I go to Kuwait. I start preparation. After I must take visa, this USA visa, and after I can compete any big competition in USA. This another level. This not level like in Europe. Europe of course have good competition, but competition what in USA, this competition what in USA. Yeah. This different. Judges must see not me only in Europe. If I want to improve, I must improve everywhere, not just here in Europe.
Well, I would just, like I said, just you're going to anyway, but you're going to use this time wisely now to kind of improve. And then once you can get that visa and get to America, then we can all see you stateside, and we can kind of see this an even better, because you just got to treat it as time to really kind of improve and rest and kind of, like I said, get your health reset. And 2022 will be just, thing is, a year ago, mate, no one knew who you were. Do you know what I mean? A year ago, like no one knew your name, and now pretty much, you know, everyone in the bodybuilding community now knows who you are. You've had some great appearances. You know, you've got a qualification for the Olympia. You know, a huge talking point. So next year is going to be even better, mate.
Thank you so much. I hope.
It will. So, final question. Who's winning the Olympia then, mate?
Who in the Olympia?
Who's winning the Olympia this year? Come on, give me a top 3. Sorry to do this, but
how I can say if I not there?
I know. Well, prediction.
No, of course I will support this guy from my team.
Yeah.
You know, my team right now is biggest, and in my team right now, this is Bonac, this is Rodriguez, it's Brandon, it's Akim Williams. This is guy just say, okay, without Rodriguez, it's top 5. It's top 5. My opinion, this fight for top 6, it will be Rami, Chupan, Bonac, Akim Williams, and Nick Walker.
No Brandon.
And Brandon.
I was thinking, where's Brandon?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
The thing is, I do that all the time. I miss big names out when you're kind of reeling them off. But
my opinion, this top 5 is for first place will be fights between Nick Walker and this Akim Williams, because if Akim will show what he can show, what he showed last time, he will come dangerous.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. All right then, mate. Well, I want to get you on here, hear the story, because obviously, like I said, I've been following and supporting you all year, and I just wanted to see how you were feeling, where you're at and what the next stage is. Are you going to be attending any of the post-Olympia shows? Are you going to be there with any sponsors or anything, or like Rome or Alicante or Romania? Be nice to see you out there, mate.
No, just now I will take rest.
Okay.
And will not compete. We will see about maybe we'll come for some event, this Dubai Muscle Show.
Oh yeah.
Muscle Fest. What will be in this Dubai end of October? But I'm not sure about this. We will see if this happens. I will be there. But right now, totally rest and start my progress right now.
Nice.
I will not lose any days.
Yeah, no, I totally believe you, mate. I totally believe you. Well, like I said, you've done incredible things in this last year, mate. It's absolutely mind blowing. I mean, remember when you went from Alicante 13th and you went to second at Romania, and then I saw you in Alicante this year in August and in Portugal, and your conditioning and everything was just you're just constantly improving, and you're 25 years old. It just blows my mind.
Thank you so much. I really about places. What I got in this season, I am not happy if I think like this. For example, this to 4 place, I am not happy, but I know really my situation, and I know really my potential. I don't need to explain to no one what was happening and why it's happened like this. I just will say one thing: time will come and I will show everything. Next season will be soon.
Oh, mate! I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, you're definitely an exciting new face for the pro scene, and like I said, the next 2, 3, 4 years, I just think it's going to be a continual rise for you, mate. I truly believe that.
Thank you so much. We will make best for me and support this from my team for Camel Crew. This is big support, and it's really I won't say so big thanks to my coach, to Oscar, because he is for me not just like my coach, he like my brother.
Yeah.
And if I have some things or some problem or some question, it's not about bodybuilder or something like this. We are close with him. I can ask him honestly, and he will answer me honestly, like it's will be. And on beginning till now, I not have any idea why he take me in his team. I not have any idea, because I understand. I have little bit potential, but how he look this, I don't know.
Yeah.
He took me for free. He make for me everything. He show me. I don't know. That's what I appreciate so much.
Do you know, it was probably about a year ago, and I saw that picture, and you were just posing. It was by a harbour or something. It was by the window, and I just thought, and I remember bringing it up on the hot news, and I was like, holy shit, who's this? And then I saw that you're part of, you were over with Ahmed Askar and Nathan Diasher, and I just thought, okay, here's a guy we need to keep an eye out on. But yeah, you've really produced the goods this year, mate. You've done amazing. And just keep doing what you're doing and keep doing what you love. And just, that's it, really. And 2022 will be here before you know it, mate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And what I can say, I miss you guys, really.
We'll see. Well, even if you could get to Alicante, because we're going to be there, so come over and come to the show. We'll be doing the live stream, and yeah, it'd be nice to see you out there. Even if you just attend as a spectator, it'd be cool. Taking up 2 chairs.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right then, mate. Well, I'll let you get on with your day, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Vlad, and yeah,
You.
just
Take care. Bye. Bye, Lauren.
keep working hard, mate.
Bye.
Bye, mate. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from somewhere in America, 3-time Olympia champion, Ashley Kaltwasser.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Throw your hands up in the air, come on.
It's peak week. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, peak week. So, firstly, Ashley... Oh, we froze a bit there. Oh, sorry, you froze a bit there. So I thought you'd frozen. So, well, 1 week out from the Olympia, how do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, the Olympia is the most important show of the year, so I can't help but think it's kind of like a final exam, right? Because it's like, you know, so important, and it's a show that leaves such a big stamp on the year. So it is a little more nerve-wracking than other shows, and of course I experienced more pressure than other shows, and I think like being a former Olympia champion, there's one disadvantage of being an Olympia champion, and you'll always have that burden of expectation, right? So like that kind of weighs heavy on me a little bit. So I try to keep my nerves down a little bit, but I can't help to be a little bit anxious, you know?
Yeah. Well, you did the Arnold Classic last week. I mean, how many shows have you done this year?
The Arnold was my 11th show, and then the Olympia will be number 12.
Sorry, this year.
Yeah, this year.
Do you know what?
I've never counted how many I've done in total, but only like the wins I've counted. But yeah, 12 this year it's my record so far, and I'm not done yet. As you know, I'll be competing in Europe too later this year. Yay! Yeah, in my previous competition record, I've competed in 8 shows in like 2014. So I've beaten that already.
That's, I mean, you know, I'm watching all year, watching you do all these shows, and every time you've done a show, I kept thinking, the other bikini girl's going to be so annoyed because she just keeps competing, competing. But no, it's great. But it's like it's just there's so much. I bet when they see you backstage, like, oh no, there's like 3-time Olympia champion over there. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm just like everyone else though. I don't look at it like that because I don't see myself that way. I always go into a show like it could be anybody's game, so I'm always like, you know, who knows.
But then again, if you beat them, they can always say, "Well, I came second to Ashley Kaltwasser once," you know, because that's the kind of thing. That's a feather in their cap, you know. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it is kind of cool, right? But I mean, geez, with bikini, it's a little unpredictable at times, and it's very volatile. And if you're just a little bit off, then some other girl's going to take your place. So it's really anybody's game at any given show. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's true because they kind of mix up all the time, don't they? Because it is such a subjective class as well, isn't it?
Yes, probably the most subjective out of all the classes, I would say, because there's like how lean is too lean, how soft is too soft, how much muscle is too much muscle or too little muscle. So there's always like a limit, right? And then with each girl has like a different look and different like amount of body fat looks different on different people. And, you know, it's not like we have weight classes that keep us like in check. It can, you know, so it's very unpredictable. So
you've won the Olympia 3 times. You've won the Arnold Classic twice. You know, you've won all the 29 pro shows. What made you come back? Because I remember when you were kind of, you know, winning the Olympia and everything, and then you kind of disappeared, and then you kind of came back. What was the whole reason for stopping, and then what was the reason for coming back?
So yeah, in 2017, I took an entire year off, including the Olympia and every other show. I didn't compete at all in 2017, but the reason was, you know, like I kind of talked about the pressure. It kind of got to me a little bit. And, you know, I feel like I let outside influences kind of mess with my head a little bit when it came to like, oh, don't you want to like relax or be a normal person for a little bit? And I was like, you know what? I would like to try to be a normal person for a little bit. So I did take the year off thinking that I would like be like just needed like a little breather, right? Because of the expectation factor of it. And because like in 2016, I saw that I wasn't getting better, right? And I was just like, oh man, this is starting to get a little bit not fun for me. So I took that year off hoping that it would like get me kind of like rejuvenated mentally. And it definitely did, but I took it way too far as like going too far into off season and put on a bunch of weight. And then it was really a pain in the butt to get it off in 2018, I tell you what. But yeah, that's the reason.
But maybe you needed to do that. Maybe you need to have that to get the fire back. Because if you're not jumping out of bed every morning and you're not like you are, like you've been, because I mean you've done 11 shows this year, so you're obviously. I mean I've read your post and you said I just love to compete. The more shows the better. Like some people would burn out by show 6 and they'd be like, oh, I'm sick of this now. But you seem to pick up momentum.
Oh yeah, I actually get. Here's the thing. You're right. It was probably a blessing that I kind of got to dabble in the normal person life, right?
Normal person life. Really,
yeah. And it did not make me any happier. I was more miserable. I felt like, who am I? Like, I don't have anything to work towards. I don't have like a specific goal. Yeah. So it kind of did make me realize, wow, I really miss this. And then ever since then, I never let myself like go. I never really put on a bunch of weight. And I like competing more than ever now because I realize what an awesome position I'm in. Like I'm able to compete a lot. My body's handling it well. My sponsors are very supportive. I've got a great coach who is always cheering for me. So, you know, I'm like in a perfect scenario to be able to do this. And I think it's kind of cool. I'm like living the dream right now. Like I get to do all these fun things associated with competing. And it's kind of like, when I don't compete for a while, I get bored, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, just with every show, I get more and more motivated, right? Except for like the Arnold, honestly, I was a little bit like tired, but I think it was jet lag. But now it's like, yeah, every show I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to get back on stage so I can improve this or work on that or fix something. So yeah, it's really, really exciting.
You see, in an industry like the kind of the bodybuilding industry, when you take very, very goal-orientated driven people like yourself, if you take that away, like a lot of athletes when they retire, it's like some kind of put it into like Rich Gasparo, Lila Brada, they'll plow it into business, they'll plow that mindset into something else. But sometimes when these athletes don't, it's kind of like they kind of lose their purpose and their meaning, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I can see that.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought I was going to say something else. Right, okay, now obviously I want to talk about the Olympia All-Star Tour because we're very, very excited about this, Ashley.
Yay!
Well, I just want to talk a little bit about that really, because obviously it's coming up fast, and also I've been super impressed by how easy and perfect. Because this is my third one I've organised. I did the one with Phil Heath, did the one with Brandon Curry, and we chose you for the third one because we wanted to do something a little bit different. And so you're following in the footsteps of literal giants.
Oh, good. Well, I'm flattered. Thank you.
So you're going to start in Alicante and you're going to finish in Romania. So you're going to be competing at the start and the end of the tour.
Yeah. So well, Spain will be my last show of the year.
Oh, sorry. The other way around. Yeah. Sorry.
But I might do Toronto actually as my last one because it's on the way home. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if I'm going from Spain and I'm going here, it's on the way home. So I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe if I'm feeling up to it, I'll do Toronto and then I'll go home.
just stop off on a drive, you know. I'm just going to stop off and compete, you know.
Yeah, let's stop by and compete. Why not? I mean, I don't want to commit to it yet because I do realize that like kind of being out of my element a little bit too long, it might throw me off. So I didn't sign the contract yet, but it's definitely on the table. Like if I'm holding up pretty well in Europe, then I will go to Toronto and compete there too because I'm visiting my family after the tour anyway. They're from Akron, Ohio. And if I did Toronto, it's just a 4-hour drive to Toronto. So, okay. You know, I might as well.
You're literally the Milos Sarcev of Bikini. Because when Milos was competing, I think he always tells me every single time, because he's coming on later actually, and he always says, I did every show organized for 6 or 7 years or something. Every single pro show that was organized, he did.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he's like you. He's like you. He just said, yeah. He says, I just love competing. He said, I'm a professional athlete. He says, it's my job to compete. I don't want to do one show with you. I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, I will never be one of those people that will just do like the Olympia and that's it ever again. You know what I mean? I've tried that already. And honestly, I will also add that, like, for me, like, constantly competing definitely keeps me in check and it keeps me motivated. Like, I will not allow myself to go too far into off season now, right? Because I have another show planned. And I definitely learn from every show as well, whether it be something super small or something physique oriented. It could even be something like a hair flip or something. I will always learn something and improve on it. So it's like with each show I do is also like a little learning lesson within that. So I like to take that knowledge and use it. So, you know, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
What was your favorite win this year then? What was your favorite show experience overall as an experience?
I would say the Pittsburgh Pro Show win was my favorite. My favorite. And the reason why is because even when I was winning the Olympia, right, in 2013, 14, 15, I would do that show and I would never win the Pittsburgh Pro. Never.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I finally won it. I finally won the Pittsburgh Pro. It just took several years, but I finally won the Pittsburgh Pro. And then also I feel like that was like my best look to date, my best like physique. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say that was my favorite.
It's funny, isn't it, how sometimes bikini girls can actually bring a different look. It's like I remember Laura Lee from when there was 2 shows she did, and she looked totally different in the space of a couple of weeks, you know?
Yeah.
So it's you wouldn't think it'd be that possible when there's not that much muscle and fat and whatever to kind of play with, you know? Like some bodybuilders, they can go up 10 pounds or down 10 pounds, or, you know, and their bodies can look drastically different. But it's surprising how bikini girls can actually look quite different in different shows throughout the year.
Oh yeah, totally. Like it's kind of like you know, is it all coming together at the right time kind of thing, right? If your peak is just perfect. Because, you know, even for you guys, I'm sure you look different in the morning versus the night, even just on a regular every day-to-day basis, right? So it's kind of like, you know, if you peak just perfectly at the right time and everything's like smooth and you feel great that day. I mean, I think with bikini, a lot of it is the external things besides physique. You know, it could be like, oh, I'm having a good... like my nerves are at bay. I can like do my presentation much smoother, or hair, makeup, or suit, or anything, or your tan's just working. So a lot of those other little factors come into play more than just physique as well, you know? Yeah.
Well, we're going to be, me and Lauren, we're going to be in here watching on this TV, because we can put the live stream up on the TV and we'll be screaming for you next week. We really will, because...
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll be going nuts. It's because I remember when I was doing the Brandon Curry tour, I actually organised it before he won the Olympia. I actually had it planned. So I was there, and as soon as he won, I was like, oh my God, he's won. It was just, you know, it was so cool. So, you know, obviously we want you to do well. We want you to get those, 31, 32 pro wins by the end of the year. I mean, 33 if you win Toronto as well.
Yeah, that's a big ask, but... hey, it's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I bet Ronnie Coleman and Dexter Jackson are not going to be happy with you at the end of this year.
Oh, I always like to say it's totally different, though. You know, yeah. A lot of people do compare me to like Dexter Jackson, but I'm just like, it's apples and oranges. I'll be honest. It's so much harder as a bodybuilder to compete that often, you know? So it's not quite the same, but it's still a cool honor anyway. So...
yeah. So when do you, because you're in Vegas, so when do you go to Orlando?
And when am I going where?
Orlando for the Olympia.
Oh, Orlando. I'm going on Monday. So anytime I'm flying to the East, and especially since I don't think a lot of people realize this, but if you're moving from like a dry climate to a humid climate, that can definitely kind of mess with your head and conditioning a little bit, because we're very dry here in Vegas. Yeah. And then when you go to some place like Florida where it's so humid, it's like your body absorbs water like a freaking sponge. And really? I always feel so softer over there the first few days. So I thought I'd get there extra early so that I can kind of adapt more to the climate and settle in and get used to the new time zone, because it's 3 hours difference. So yeah, the sooner the better.
Well, is your coach Adam Bonilla very excited about next week? Silly question.
Yeah, he is excited. So he has like a little Olympia necklace that he's been wearing all week in honor of the Olympia. But it's officially peak week now, so it's extra exciting. And I'm actually going to work on some posing with him today, and I'll do some training as well. So yeah,
awesome. Awesome. Well, also Dan Solomon's been messaging. He's been very supportive and reposting stuff because obviously he's given us permission to use the Olympia name for the Olympia All-Star Tour. So, and I've got a funny feeling we're going to do another tour with you and Adam next year. Honestly, I really do. I pretty much.
I hope so.
Yeah. Look at Laura. Yeah, she's yeah.
I live for this. It's so fun to me.
Honestly, because I like when I did the one with Phil Heath in 2019, it was so much fun. I was completely exhausted because that was an 8-day tour, 8-day UK. And we literally covered the whole country. I mean, it was a lot of driving, a lot of traveling, but it was just, they're so much fun. And I can't wait. And I know Lauren's like pretty much, she's so excited. She ain't going to sleep the week before, are you?
I feel like a rock star going on tour, like all these cities and stuff. I'm like, dang, I'm big time.
And wait till you see the new car we're getting, and you'll see we're getting something put on it. So I don't want to spoil the surprise. So that's coming in the next couple of weeks. So it's going to look really cool, brand new. And what else was there? Something else as well. Oh yeah, and we're going to put you in the same hotel suite that we put Phil Heath in as well. So.
Okay.
17th.
I'm looking forward to this.
It's 17th century because I know Americans love their history.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Okay.
I'm spoiling the surprise. Right, Ashley, I want to be mindful of your time. Thank you so much for coming on MD Global Muscle. And I just want to wish you all the best for next week. And obviously, like I said, we're very excited to have you come over to Europe. And as are all the fans, and ticket sales are going great. And the promoters are very excited. So, exciting few weeks coming up.
Yes, I'm super, super pumped. I don't know if I'm more excited for Olympia or this tour, but regardless, it's a great way to finish off the year. Thank you so much for having me.
Please make a clip of that, please, where she said that. Okay, that's a really good soundbite. All right, Ashley, I'll let you get back to your day. And like I said, all the best for next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ashley. Bye-bye. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Underwriters Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Tiger Thomas. We're joined all the way from Las Vegas, Milos Sarcev.
Hi, Giles. How are you doing?
Milos, good.
Yeah, week away. And we're actually hours away from Honor Classic UK.
Sorry, a week away from what are we? Sorry, I forget.
We're a week away from the Olympia.
Oh, mate.
My God.
Oh, man, it's yeah, because obviously it was only 9 months since the last one, wasn't it? Well, yes, 10.
Well, listen, considering that I competed back in the 90s, and you see, I don't know if you know this fact. Besides Sean Ray and Vince Taylor, I was the only one qualified for every from 91 to 2000. Not anybody else. Vince Taylor, Sean Ray, myself. Qualify every year from 91 until 2000.
Wow.
So I know what is Olympia always, really. Your whole season, you prepare, you do other shows, but this is really, really a Super Bowl. It's like one, big match. This is it. That's when you dance.
Were you in the 91 Olympia?
Yeah, I was in 91 Orlando. Yeah, I was standing right next to Lee Haney. That was like his last show. It was so great. And I remember back in the day, you had a pumping press from England.
Yep.
Right, Peter McGough. I remember where he did my ab shot and put this like very promising. Give him a couple of years. Yeah, that was the first nice thing he said about me. And then when we talk about it, he goes like, "Look, you have the God-given genetics." Shape, just put some quality mass on it. Well, and as we all love Peter, he was that kind of guy, encouraging every single one of us all the time.
Yeah. So, because I always said if there's one Olympia I wish I could go back in time and witness firsthand, it would be that Orlando 91 Olympia. Lee Haney's last, Dorian Yates' first. I mean, what an iconic Olympia! The stage, the rolling stage they had, and it was just one of those really special Olympias.
It is. I'll tell you this, because 1990, if you remember, there was a drug test at the Olympia, and there was a question mark if Lee Haney deserved. Like Lee Labrada was really close to it, and breathing air behind his back, so they were saying it's so close. So going into 91, Dorian had a chance. Lee Labrada, Sean Ray was talking big, so. I was sitting right next to Lee, and oh my God, there is that fine line between arrogance and confidence. And as you know, Lee Haney is a gentleman, never been an arrogant man in his life, but with a great confidence. I mean, he was pretty much smiling, having a good time at the press conference while, what's his name, Sean Ray was saying, I'm going to take Lee Haney's house and a car and a wife and a kid and a this and a that. You know, like when Mike Tyson was talking this about Lewis, he was going to, do all that stuff. And he was just laughing. I think I told you this backstage when Lee Haney took the jacket off. Did I tell you that story?
No, tell us again.
Okay, listen, so I'm there pumping up and, all the eyes and whoever, Dorian looked tremendous. And then Sean and Lee, they were all pumping up and looking pretty good. Lee Haney was talking to MD people, muscle development people on the side until they called 15 minutes, right? And now 15 minutes for the stage, you're supposed to be a lineup. He's still talking for another 2-3 minutes, didn't pump up, didn't do nothing. And then excused himself, walked to the first mirror, took the jacket off. And I said this, and literally that happened. The temperature in the room dropped like 10 degrees.
Yeah.
Everybody was frozen. Ugh. I mean, I remember Dorian's face. Little brother just sit down. Sean Ray was like, oh, fuck. I mean, He won the contest the second he took that jacket off.
Yeah.
And as usual, Lee Haney, as I watched him, live, like 88 at Los Angeles, he won the show the second when he turned to the judges. When he opened up those wings, and you see that just mass shape conditioning. This is also 91, with all due respect, like Dorian gave him run for the money. It wasn't really. It's just like, okay, you know how that show must go on and they have to compare. But if you had to choose the winner, you could choose winner after 10 seconds. This is, another thing. 2009 Olympia, I've seen Jay Cutler winning after 10 seconds being on the stage. I actually called his cell phone and congratulated him.
Did you?
And speaking of that, Nick Walker won within 10 seconds being on the stage at the Iron Classic. So let me point out here, because in your show, I actually said a couple of maybe not harsh words, but I think it's kind of hyped, and I just don't see it. I say, okay, he does have a muscle mass and all, but doesn't have aesthetics. How is he's going to rate next to some guys, right? So first, William Borniak didn't even show up, and then with the people that did show up, Nick was dominating. I mean, he was just standing there right there in a frontal legs pose, wider than anybody, thicker than anybody, more conditioned. Those abs were so deep and making him look more aesthetic and more conditioned. And I mean, when he made Steve Kuklo, 285-pound guy, kind of smallish, Yeah. Yeah, really. So that puts some things in perspective. I really didn't think this of Nick Walker, but backstage after the show, I have to come up to him and say, "Look, Nick, I'm sorry if you heard some of those my previews. I didn't really see you being a contender to win, but you shut my mouth and you made me a believer." And he did. So speaking of that now, they say, "Oh, he's going to win the Olympia." I'm going to still say he doesn't have that aesthetics and shape that we would want, right?
Yeah.
But he has that brutal size, something freaky that cannot be denied. Last time you said something super interesting, and I consider you a very good historian of the sport, and you have a very good eye. So I like to listen to your picks. You said that your favorite physique of all time was Kevin Levrone, right? Mm-hmm. But then when I tell you which version of Kevin Levrone beats Dorian and Ronnie, so you couldn't say it, right? So that's that little contradiction, because if this is your favorite, it has to be favorite for a reason. Well, enough aesthetics, shape, wow factor, conditioning, presentation, everything that made you pick him to be the best. This is how I am also. Yeah. But both you, me, and other experts going into the Olympia shows, we consider a little bit politics, let's say politics, a little bit of what is expected. They already pretty much guys getting on stage already with certain points, like earned points by what we know you can look. So who are the favorites, right? You know who's going to be by a list of the names. We know who's going to be, first call out normally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then only if somebody is quite off and somebody else, is really on, things could change. But Nick Walker definitely established himself as a front runner that he's going to be in that first call out. I mean, now there is no doubt with this incredible appearance.
Do you think going to Nick Walker, do you think he's top 3 or top 5 material?
Well, top 5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And again, let's analyze again. There are many pictures. You see, nowadays, guys on the stage have to be aware of. There is thousands of cameras from every angle being, pushed towards you, and they're going to snap the picture and so on. So there is one golden rule. There is no relaxing on the stage.
Yeah.
Once you put the foot on the stage, you cannot relax.
Yep.
When they do the relax, what they have a tendency to drop the shoulders and push the stomach out, relax the legs. So there are moments that you can actually look, and if you nitpick and pick those pictures, and then you can say, oh, now we see your weaknesses.
Yeah.
So even for Nick Walker, that I would say, that, again, constructive criticism, right? As I said, so many good things. He looks so wide and dominant and conditioned and everything. But there are the moments when he is relaxed, walking, drop the shoulders, like pumping the crown, that his stomach is out, okay? And those kind of things, you see, in between comparisons, judges can say like, well, this is it, and we're going to penalize him. So you can do that. I'm just super impressed with the depth of his abs. And really, that's the center of the body, 6 little, symmetrical parallel muscles. And he utilizes in frontal X pose. Tremendous. I mean, look at him next to the guys.
Yep.
He really dominated. Front double biceps with the abs. Yeah. Crazy. I mean, he actually creates V-taper with the abs, so he makes himself look symmetrical and aesthetic. Lat spread. The all poses with the abs. I think that maybe Steve Kukla could beat him on a side chest. Most muscular and side triceps could possibly give him run for the money. But I think even if he did, even those are close.
I think Steve Kukla has very shallow abs there, doesn't he? So in those front shots, he automatically loses those to Nick Walker.
I agree. I mean, this would be the biggest concern for me if I would be Steve Kukla, because also abs bring the idea of great conditioning. When you have a deep abs, you immediately considered better condition. And he had a very shallow, and in a kind of affected his conditioning as well. Yeah.
I think as you were saying about Nick Walker, I think for the Olympia, I think as like you said, for constructive criticism, if I was advising him or saying, okay, this is what you can do to improve from the Arnold Classic in just 2 weeks, I think it is how he needs to hold himself in the lineup when he's not being called. Because I saw some bad pictures, and the Olympia, these things could play a part between 5th and 3rd or 4th and 2nd. And of course, you're talking big prize money, and so these are little tiny things I think he should be addressing for the Olympia.
I agree, but let's say, what is this, his 3rd pro show? And he didn't have too many shows as amateur, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing a great job. But you get more comfortable with the with the experience. So yeah, this is one thing. Matt Jansen is working with him. I'm sure he is pointing out these things. But really, now as one of the observers, if I would give him one advice, and I want to make something clear. I wish everybody I was a competitor, and for me, if I can say something to improve on somebody's physique and performance and appearance, I would do it. Just a lot of people don't take criticisms. But one characteristic thing about him is that width.
Yeah.
So people are saying, what would be the case if Boniak was there? And so if you can project William Boniak right next to Nick, which is going to happen now at the Olympia, Nick, starting from a frontal X pose, would dominate him with the width. Bonyak is narrow, so he would be more powerful. Now, polishment, Nick was in very good condition. Nick still doesn't have a striated chest, fibers on the shoulders and stuff like that William Bonyak has. So from the side, I think that William would beat him on the side chest, side triceps. Then turn around and then you do the back. William Bonyak is known with the crazy back double bicep, okay? But Nick is tremendous in that pose.
I can interject. I think if I was looking at the pictures from the Arnolds and his lower body had better separation than his upper body, but that riddle bicep is absolutely sensational. But I think if he could get like Bonac or Phil Heath level separation, I think he's up there with the Phil Heaths, and the Bonacs for that kind of, that was the knockout, but that was the lights out pose for Phil Heath. But I tell you what, if he could get slightly more detail and separation, I think he's got probably one of the best riddle biceps of all time.
Yes, but okay. That's still going to take a little bit more aging, right? It's wonderful, it's great, but standing next to some guys like William Bonyak that pounded this back for 20 years, it's going to be different. Yeah. But let's speak about other favorites. Obviously, top three from last year's Olympia, top three contenders here. With the specific about Ramy. And Ramy is huge when you look at him alone, right? But actually, Ramy is bigger when he's being compared. That's when you really appreciate his width.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this is really, because before you look, it looks great, but you don't realize until, and I was saying this at the Arnold Classic last year, when he was saying next to William and Dexter, and it was just like shocker, like, whoa, he's twice as wide. Really, literally.
Yeah.
He has his shoulders, they're so wide. He has that crazy sweeping thighs. He has that X-frame, V-taper, and relatively small waist.
Yeah, at the Olympia last year, he did. He definitely that dropping that extra 15 pounds really. I've heard that he's coming in a little bit lighter again this year. If that's true, what's your feelings?
It looks like, I was saying for years before, so I'm not going to contradict myself. Before that, when they were saying he can't get in shape, what would I do? I say I would deplete him into the show. I would get him. Because he has some muscle to spare, and he still does. He's going to be as depleted or lean as he is. He's still going to be the biggest guy in the show. But it's going to be some danger, of course, because you are going into the new territory, into something that he hasn't been in. Sometimes when you drive yourself to be catabolic and to lose, and then you can't really, bring it back up, by the expectation. Sometimes you expect something to happen, but if you dig deep, your body just doesn't come out of it, too quickly. The videos that I've seen, with that face, that's quite scary. But even I was looking at his legs in some moments when he is doing like some benches and stuff like that.
I've done the same, watching closely.
But again, I might be completely wrong. Ramy was in very, very, very good condition, especially for Ramy, right? But again, if he would come next to Hadi Chupan or Chopan, I think it's still Hadi Chopan that just Americans are putting O and calling him Chupan. I think it's Chopan.
Okay.
I was right. Hadi has that polished physique with striations all over the place, the real bodybuilder look. So you follow him as well. I watched him win the pro card in Dubai as amateur, and the next day he competed as a pro.
That's right.
He played second to Ruli Winkler. Yeah. He killed Ruli in that show. He
was like a 212, wasn't he?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He was, proportionally just as wide, just as thick, and shredded. Condition far better than last two Olympias that people have seen it, because people that didn't really follow Hadi maybe don't know. Then he goes to Korea to compete with Flex Lewis, untouchable Flex Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Nobody would even think that it can be contested. And many people saw Hadi beating Flex in that show, in 212. It's big argument. Then he goes to San Marino and play second to Sergio McMillan, beating Brendan Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. And again, if there was conditioning show and everything as it should be considered, Hadi should have won. Fast forward to 2019. In my reviews, I saw him winning. I mean, I saw him beating Brandon.
Many people. That's fair. There was many people that did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And last year, again at the finals, like everybody knows, he got straight second places from every judge to move him up, and he ended up third. But in reality, you know how it is. Judges just gave him second. They won't even consider giving him first. At the finals, there was actually poses and arguments. Maybe he could have beat Big Ramy in some poses.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, which brings that. What is going to happen now? If Big Ramy comes down just to meet the conditioning, if it's the same conditioning, same amount of body fat level, same amount of water retention.
Yeah.
Hadi has a more polished, striated look.
Yeah,
normally.
Yeah, he does around the chest and the shoulders and the chest and the arms. Definitely.
So he can still beat him in that one. For me, Hadi's kind of weakness was when he turned around. Back was just not as defined as the rest of the body, but he is improving, and I'm sure being here for several weeks he's going to come super shredded. So. Everybody knows Hadi is front runner, and he believes that winter is not coming to Orlando.
Could I ask two questions quickly?
Yeah.
First one concerning Ramy. Do you think Ramy will be better than he was last year?
I do because look, winning the Olympia crown, you can taste the fame, you can taste the money, endorsements, opportunities, and your place in the history. And now is you have to defend the title. Like in every sport, they say you are champ when you defend your title. That's one of those things. So I think that he trained his ass off, and he's going to come better.
He's been quiet, but if you remember when Jay Cutler became Mr. Olympia, he kind of, that 2007 and 2008, he took a step back because I think he was so busy with opportunities and traveling. It hurt him, really. And he needed 2008 losing to Dexter to come back in 2009 and say, right, okay, I know what I need to do. I'm going to shut it down, 6-8 weeks before. Dorian obviously did his thing, Ronnie did his thing. But with Ramy, I think he's been quite low. He's kept a low profile. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. Yes, we all want to make money and take opportunities. Now you're representing the whole sport in the IBB and Olympia title. You should travel as much, and that's what Ronnie Coleman did. That's what Jay Cutler did. I mean, I can't even comprehend how they really managed to be in this kind of shape when they have 50 appearances, like in the 52 weekends. Yeah, so it's hard. I think that Ramy didn't overly work hard with appearances, that he's rested. Full year is there, that he could be collected, rested, and ready. Now he is with Dennis, that I guarantee you he stayed him from morning till evening, through the drills. You have to pose, every 45 minutes on a dot, and then you have to do. I expect him to be the best ever. You mentioned that he might go a little bit smaller, probably. He has a muscle to spare. Yeah. He has this crazy quadriceps sweep to spare. So even if his legs came down, they can still be the biggest ones. He has super wide shoulders, small legs, and good abs. He has a great abs for a big guy. But Hadi Choopan could be a problem. Really, Hadi Choopan could be a problem.
So obviously, I think a big factor is obviously with the 2019, 2020, Hadi really didn't know, all that uncertainty, trying to prep, not knowing to the very last minute that he was even being able to get to America. Do you think being here for 6 weeks, he's got Hani in his corner, reinforcing him, making him, supporting him and keeping him on, making sure everything, like Dennis James is with Ramy. Do you think we're going to see an all-time best Hadi here at the Olympia?
Yeah. 100% guarantee. I'm convinced. And here, Hadi is hard worker. If you watch him on the social media, have you ever seen him fat? I mean, guy doesn't get it. He lives, sleep, breathes, does bodybuilding all, 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's what he loves. That's who he is. That it identifies him. But now being here, having like 4 weeks or 5 weeks to prepare each and every day.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to expect that he's going to be so conditioned. And let's touch the conditioning again. I don't think in Arnold Classic we had a great conditioning again. We had 10 guys that you could say, again, when we mentioned 90s conditioning, then we are old farts that are bragging about something that happened before. No, conditioning was not at that level still. Do you think that the guys at the Arnold Classic were literally looking to peak at the Olympia? Because some of them, like Akeem, looked to me, he looked 2 weeks out. Yeah, but, okay, so that's going to be excused. No, every show, you have to be at your 100%. You're talking to the guy that did 110 shows, 72 pro shows. Do you think I would warm up in this first one, not look as good because I don't need to look as good. I need to look good in my second. Yeah. I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened. I looked at Akeem and I looked at some of the other guys and I thought, these guys are kind of they're looking like they're 2 weeks out from a show. Yeah, but that's kind of like going into the MMA or boxing match and I say, okay, first round I'm going to, cruise, and then second round I'm going to pick it up. Well, you're going to be knocked out in the first round, and then what? So no, I think if anybody has that approach, it's I'm not going to say ridiculous. I'm going to use the word stupid approach. Mm-hmm. Come on, you're going to represent yourself in front of millions of people around the world in less than 100%. Why? Because I just didn't want to push it 100% for this show. I'm going to leave this for next or next or next. Come on, you have to be super ready in the first show, and then if you're ready in the first show, it's very easy to repeat and repeat and go for. I don't agree with this. Yet now they're gonna say I use this as a warm-up show. Now I'm gonna what? Now you're gonna use a different approach. Oh, so because this didn't work. Because I saw Akeem and I spoke to Abdullah on the morning, and he sent me a picture, a back shot. And he said, Akeem is 10 pounds lighter than Puerto Rico. But when I saw him on stage, he looked 10 pounds, he looked 10 pounds smaller, not 10 pounds sharper. It looked to me like he was 10 pounds under what he should be. They needed, so I think they just brought him in as he was. I think he'll be heavier for the Olympia to fill him out, to get that pop back. That's my thoughts. That's my feeling anyway. Akeem is impressive when he's that big, thick, round. Last year's Olympia. And ripped like he was at Olympia, top 5 at Olympia, that's elite group now. But by presenting himself the way he did at Arnold Classic, now he's a question mark, even for a first call-out. It's question mark. He's going to have to earn it. Can he possibly get it? Yes, I think that it's just a manipulation last 2 days of... carb deficient loading, sodium, water, I don't know what they did. That picture that you saw, if it's a back shot Christmas tree, then it look very, very good there, right? So if this is what 24 hours before the show looked, then they messed up something majorly. Can we talk about Brandon Curry? Because I feel like he's not in on many conversations. The guy he won the Olympia in 2019, second last year, and I feel like it's all Nick Walker this, Hadi this, Ramy that. What's your feelings? I say this very clearly and loudly. I even post on his Instagram. He is most aesthetic guy of all right there. So bring back the shape, bring back aesthetics, bring that crazy V-taper round, arms, the crazy back. Bring it in a condition. So from an aspect of judging, right, I always think that shape and balance and conditioning should be more considered than just muscle size, and conditioning. Muscle can be put any which way together, and aesthetics is put nicely together. So looking at Frank Zane, looking at Lila Brada and Betty LeMay, Francis Befato, Bob Paris, the physiques that I'm sure Charles Claremont, if you mention these physiques, you can say, wow, that's the beauty of the bodybuilding. It should be a beauty. It shouldn't be a freak show. I mean, they're going to say, yeah, they brought the classic physique now for classic-looking guys, and let's just freak the fuck out of everybody here. No. I mean, I would still like to see aesthetics and shape. So I think that if Brandon comes in a rock-hard, granite, dry condition, with that shape, he might, push judges into the direction of Phil Heath look-alike physique, not Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Big Ramy, a size type of physique. So I really see that if they're in similar conditions, I would be rooting for Brandon Curry, because that's the shape. That's the direction I would like to see a bodybuilding go.
Yeah.
That's the direction. I'm going to tell you another guy, Regan Grimes. Regan Grimes, right? He's not on the list of anybody like for top 10. Like he's going to be also competing, right? By the momentum but look at him. This is beauty, nothing missing, balance, aesthetic, right? So I would love to see Regan in a rock hard condition, how good he's going to look next to those guys, and then let the judges flip the coin and say, okay, well, this is now a little bit too much aesthetics and shape. Am I gonna consider put him next to some guys? This I would like to see. So Brandon for me wins the aesthetic battle, and if they really look for a shape, I mean, oh my God, Brandon has a super teeny tiny waist, crazy back. I mean, you would appreciate Brandon's back if you come so close to him, and I see him backstage. And
I've seen it. It's crazy. It's like a cobra.
Right?
It's like a cobra.
Cobra, yeah, it's incredible. So, yeah, I still think that Ramy, Hadi, and Brandon are top 3 favorites.
Okay.
Going into the show, with William Boniak hopefully being a factor. Last year, he didn't look as good. He slipped down to, 6th place?
5th.
But Boniak is Boniak. I'm sure that he worked very hard. He's going to bring that dance, condition. And I hope his legs are up. Yeah. And then we're going to have an old William who could battle Brandon.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Nick Walker next to Hadi and Bonak. That's the call out I want to see. I want to see those guys. I want to see how Nick, because if Nick can get past Hadi and Bonak, then that's another big step up again this year. And he's a legit kind of, contender for maybe next year.
Yes, I mean, Nick surprised most of us, and I love his attitude. He's actually going 3 for 3, as he's saying. He's going to Orlando to win. He believes in himself, right?
Yeah,
and
certainly that.
Us as experts, right? Do we really think that his physique is the best in the world? I would say no. He doesn't have that aesthetics and shape still, but he was just so overpowering, and he was in a condition and size-wise and width-wise with some spectacular poses. Some poses that he's going to give a run, Big Ramy, like back double biceps, front double biceps. Those poses, he's going to be super competitive. But is he at that level? It's only one way to see.
Do you? I mean, if we'd had this conversation this time last year, and I said Hunter Labrada and Nick Walker, would you have said that they were kind of at a similar level last year? In fact, last year maybe Hunter was ahead. What about what if we have that conversation now? Where do you think? Because both of them are doing very, very well. They're both winning shows. And they're both moving forward.
Last year, Hunter would be higher ranked and favorite.
Yeah.
But this year, going into the show, I think that Nick is higher ranked and favorite due to this momentum. Labrada did win the show, but again, didn't bring his father's conditioning. I said this many times. If he brings Lee Labrada's conditioning on that stage, it's going to be a different story, because he's complete, and then he could be competitive. But for whatever reason, that still didn't happen.
So who do you think's okay? Moving on to who do you think's going to be the surprise of the show? And that's a very open-ended question.
Surprise,
like Akeem was last year. We didn't really expect him to jump up to top 6, and look like that, but he did, and he shocked everyone. So
there would be no surprises because now we've seen everybody, and we've seen Justin and Akeem and Ian and everybody at the Arnold Classic just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you cannot expect the dramatic difference. You can maybe expect that Akeem can tighten up. I don't think you can expect from Ian Valier to do anything dramatically more because he was in condition and as big as he is. So that's going to be about the same. Justin Rodriguez, I think he can tighten up and then maybe be a contender. I think that he is now working with his old coach, AJ Sims.
Okay.
Factory.
Do you ever see pictures of Justin Rodriguez 2 and 4 weeks out and think, like, he looks so far out, and then he posts a picture like 2 days before the show and he looks sensational? What would you do?
Yeah,
would that stress you out if you were coaching him, if he looked like that 4 weeks out or 2 weeks out?
You mentioned this last time. Yeah, I mean, I know. I've seen Justin. And I know that is there. You look at, there's no body fat. Okay, I'm going to say this again loudly, giving the advice to everybody. Justin Rodriguez, like some other guys, did not have a control over his quads during a prejudging in many poses.
Okay.
And being that legs are not dominant, it's kind of, he's top heavy, so he needs the legs to always be flared and separated. And then he can, put the picture of, okay, now I'm competitive. If you have a little bit smaller legs and then you don't present them and separate them, show these cuts, immediately it's a weakness. So it's half of the body is missing. And this is what I saw him being less competitive. If he control his legs, AJ tightens him up a little bit, then Justin could be that maybe surprise to be put in contention. I mean, he was battling with Akeem Williams last year a few times, and it could go either way. Like in Chicago when Akeem beat him, they were super close. And I think that Justin has improved this year, so therefore he can put him there in contention.
Could we see the return of the 2018 version of Rolly or anything close to it?
I would hope so. Because I really like Rolly. I just think that since even 2018, his legs were down.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So, and then when I talked to him, he says he had an injury. He doesn't have that flaring quads. But upper body, when he opens up, he's going to be just as wide as Brandon Curry and almost as wide as Big Ramy.
Yeah.
Possibly, because he has that crazy V-taper. But legs, only that one position that he put 1 foot in front, like Juan Diesel Morel was doing this always.
Oh, yeah.
But you see, when you put your leg like this, you're telling the judges, I know I don't have enough sweep, I don't have enough size, but, let me just get away with this positioning, right? It's everybody knows, okay, you're admitting your weakness. So instead of that, I would really learn how to tilt the hips, push the knees out, and flex the hip flexors and show them.
Do you know what? If you go and watch his posing routine at the Alicante, he posed differently. And he was doing kind of more aesthetic type posing, and it worked. It did look good. You're right. He did that for Alicante. I'll go and watch I'll send it to you.
Uh-huh.
It did. He's doing more of a tilt and with the leg out, and it kind of enhanced his lines. Actually, I thought I was quite impressed with it because I was so happy with what he brought to Alicante. But another 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I think I'm hopeful.
Yeah, the tremendous transformation that he did from 2018 Arnold to 2018 Australia,
oh God,
which he won, makes me believe that he can do in a few weeks. Again, he doesn't have so much body fat. He did put some size back, so I have hopes that Rolly's going to bring that old Rolly. But you mentioned something about he was posing more aesthetically.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for reminding me on that subject. At the Arnold Classic, there was the Best Poser Award. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do they have a $10,000, which is equivalent to normally first place finisher in any other pro show. So they're giving you prize money of the winner of the show just to put the posing together, to entertain the crowd, to make something beautiful. And then what we had a Sergio Oliva choreographed routine. And for me, it was okay. There was far away from spectacular routine. I think that Sergio's routine would not make a top 5 routines in a classic division.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I thought his 2017 New York Pro pose routine was better. I think it was the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah,
sorry to say
I'm
that.
Just looking at the perfection from a classic physique with Terence and Logan and a few other guys.
No comparison.
This was
no comparison.
But I want to say this publicly again. They're going to judge me. 9 other posing routines in the open division was pretty much painful to watch. To realize, seriously.
No, I'm with you on this one. I'm with you on this. Yeah.
Yeah, to realize that these are pro bodybuilders for many years.
Yeah.
And they put zero time into choreographic routine and actually finding the way to present their physique to the best capacity and ability, to entertain the crowd and impress the judges. They do the mandatory poses, walk left and right, stick the tongue out, and stuff like this. Pump the crowd. Usually as they're doing this with the stomach out. Come on.
Milos, that's not even an exaggeration either. And I'm so sad to say that, but it's not even an exaggeration. Because I'm like you were a 90s guy, and I followed all those Olympias, all those beautiful 91 Lee Labrada posing routines, and and like the stuff you used to do, and all these, it's like Sean Ray and Vince Taylor and all these guys, and then this, it's like, come on, guys, and you've been offered $10,000 to put something together, and you can't put something together. It's shocking.
Yes, but I mean, guys are going to be pissed off at me and look, Milos, he's such an asshole, so saying this. It's the truth. I'm just calling it as it is.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I talked to Terence before the show, and I said, how long is your routine? And he says, over 2 minutes. Oh, okay. And I said, judges should let, great routines go. And he says, yes. And they could stop the bad routines. So I would put that America Got Talent, that buzzer when they come in.
Yeah.
The buzzer, get off the stage. You don't deserve the right to pose.
Or a trapdoor into a load of crocodiles or something underneath.
No, but seriously,
a big tank.
I'm a little bit sarcastic, but come on. This is
totally with you.
Presentation of your own self. One time. This contest is going to go in history. Doesn't matter if you're going to do another 20 shows. This is the show that you enter, and this is how you presented yourself. You couldn't find anything better. I mean, for the love of God. I also think that, as you know, they don't even practice mandatory poses long enough to perfect them, so they can, like Rami, hold them for 15 seconds with everything being perfect, right?
Yeah.
Which we've seen with the Phil Heath after first round. Second round already he was losing the stomach.
Yep.
Third round, stomach and legs. And then everything went downhill.
I think this is where we have to give Dennis James a lot of credit, because with Rami last year, he's drilled him. He said, I have him out in my garden 30 minutes every day. And I tell you what, in fairness, Nick Walker was very, very good with his mandatories. First in, hold the pose. There wasn't 5 variations of hit your favorite most muscular. Hits 1, that's it, bang. And he holds it. And it's like, come on, you're in front of judges. You don't start flapping your arms about and moving, transitioning. You should be hitting a pose and holding it.
I agree with you. And Dennis did a fabulous job. I mean,
amazing.
Rami was first into the pose, last from the pose, effortlessly.
Yeah.
Having his breathing right and holding everything. I mean, really, that's not really even a skill. That's a practice. Practice. On this Instagram somewhere, Robbie Robinson mentioned something about legs. He says you have to hit the pose 200 times, not 10 or 20 or 50 or 100, 200 times. And the next day, another 200 times. So, like Bruce Lee would say, I'm not afraid of the man with the 10,000 kicks, but one that he won 10,000 times. So you perfected it.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be that I can wake you up in the middle of the night and sit in front of a biceps and you do everything perfect.
Yeah.
No, I need a mirror.
I know, that's another thing bodybuilders forget. When they practice their posing, they're doing it by themselves in front of a mirror. When you're on stage, and you ain't got and you haven't just trained, you haven't got a mirror in front of you. That's one of the most important things, because most people, they get up and they think, oh, where's the mirror? I don't know I can't see myself. But if you practice it enough, you'll know. Okay, let's talk about some of the new guys like Hassan Mustafa, James Hollinshead, Andrea Presti. What's your thoughts on them?
Okay, Hassan Mustafa I've seen so many times, and I'm super impressed with the just sheer muscle mass that he has. Mm-hmm. He is like every bodybuilder's favorite. Like a lot of people, let's face it, still like freaks, thickness, mass. Hassan never brought the condition. I really think this is his Olympia, and it's like 6th show of the year. I hope that
I think it's his 8th.
8th show of the year.
Yeah, I think it's 8th. I think this Arnold was his 7th. This is his 8th. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so, but it doesn't matter. We can count that. But let's say super many shows. If he just really depletes, and doesn't eat any carbs whatsoever. How bad? Look, how many times you see the guys on the keto diet on the 0 carbs, looking great day in, day out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. For days they look great because they're so depleted. So. He needs to bring that depleted look, to be competitive.
He'd still have so much round, fluffy. Yeah, he would. He'd look incredible.
He has that. James Hollingshead, he is very good. He's complete. He comes conditioned. Mm-hmm. Is he going to be given a chance? So I think his best bet is he's going to be in a very, very good condition. Mm-hmm. And I expect, again, even though every next show I'm coming into is, okay, this time everybody's going to be crazy shredded. Everybody's going to be crazy conditioned. By now, I think they got it. So now everybody's going to be crazy, but then they don't. And if they don't, here comes James. He's gonna be considered.
Yeah.
I mentioned Regan Grimes. I would love to see Regan get the chance because he's 255. Wow. I think he's like 5'9". Right? That's
what was he?
Plenty of muscle mass.
Was he like 218 as a classic? 3 years ago?
I think so.
And now he's put on I don't know. I'm yet to see something anything anywhere near as impressive as what we see on Instagram. If he is actually improved enough to look as good as he does on Instagram, then absolutely he's going to look sensational. But for me, he's always a letdown. And even when he's winning shows, I think the best is yet to come from Regan. I really think that.
Yeah. But I think he had a whole year off.
Yeah, true.
Muscle. True. He just needs to be super shredded, and he's never going to beat these guys on the mass. So might as well get conditioned like crazy.
Yeah.
So this is his ticket for the upper echelon. I understand. You mentioned Andrea Presti. I'm delighted for him because he's Italian. I know him very well, and his coach Mauro Sassi, they're dear friends of mine. Mm-hmm. I think Dennis James mentioned something about he is in for a rude awakening when he comes in here. Like he's not going to be at that level, which I didn't like because you should really encourage everybody, give him a chance, give him a hope.
Yeah.
I think that Andrea is going to bring crazy conditioning.
Yep.
That can be very much appreciated by the audience, and then maybe some judges gonna see him worthy of some comparison and move him up.
And he's not a small guy either. He's like 122 kilo on stage. Yes. He's like 260. He's big.
Yeah, upper body. I mean, he's super competitive, and then he has this crazy sided glutes, but he's a little bit shallow to the quads. So if he create that a little bit more sweep illusion of quads and X-frame, then he would be a contender. Yeah. And I think he's coming bigger and just his condition. So hopefully judges gonna give them a chance to do a few comparisons.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention Patrick Moore.
Of course.
Yeah, Patrick Moore is super impressive. I mean, when he comes in a condition, then you can really appreciate that disappearing waist and round chest and crazy arms and back. So he shocked us 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How good he looked. So I expect that kind of look. I expect that he's going to bring the great condition. And then, maybe they're going to put him in that contention for a top 10. And then when you're there, maybe you're going to be mixed up with some other guys.
Mm-hmm. And don't you remember, talk about good posing routines, do you remember the excitement and the atmosphere generated when he pulled off that incredible routine? I mean, it was a talking point. So, like you're saying about guys not being able to put good posing routine together, like, do it. Because if you do that at the Olympia, you know, you're going to be, there's a lot of eyes are going to be on you. So why not put something decent together? And especially if you're not in contention for, say, like a top 5 placing.
Yes, yeah. We didn't mention also Mohammed Shaban.
Of course.
You know, and Mohammed also competed a million times this year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, every time, like 3-4 days before a contest, he looks like a skinless, in shape, like, oh, this is it. And then he doesn't really deliver it. So hopefully this time he will. And then if he does, I mean, he could be competitive. Guy is missing nothing, has a thickness, has a structure.
Huge.
You know, it's huge. Yeah, so he could be a contender. Everybody that is on that Olympia stage, you know, with the right alignment of the stars, if he's just perfectly conditioned, might get a chance.
Yeah.
And move up.
Can we talk about the 212? Because I'm really, really, really excited about the 212 this year. I think there's a lot of, I think for me, this is the most exciting 212 Olympia from, you know, the days of Flex Lewis and Jose Raymond and, you know, when it kind of found its feet as a category. But I think this one, I think is extra special. What's your feelings?
Oh, I think that first call out is going to be off the chart. There's going to be,
I can't wait.
Sean Clarida, for me, won hands down last year, even though they said it was close between Kamal El-Ghargani and him. Kamal is a great champion. I love his physique. But Sean had that Ronnie Coleman special. Like, wow. He was just like bursting, round, powerful, super conditioned, even though he's a little bit narrow. And maybe you can question, like, maybe he needs a little bit, bigger chest or maybe a little bit wider back. Once he started posing, I mean, he comes alive. He was so dominating.
Yeah, he says he's going to be 8 pounds heavy this year, which would make him 185. He was 177 last year. I think probably it'll probably be more like 4 or 5. But on a frame that size, that's quite a lot of muscle already on top of a lot of muscle.
Yeah, 8 pounds or 5 pounds on Sean Clarida is going to look like 30 pounds on Rami.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Sean is such a brilliant man and lovely person.
Awesome.
Works so hard. I mean, to the point, I allow myself to approach him here in Vegas when he was at the Flex gym opening. I said, Sean, I'm terrified every time I see you picking up this 200-pound dumbbells and stuff like that. I mean, the only thing that can stop you at this time is an injury. Yeah. But I know this is like, just like Ronnie Coleman says, but weight feels light. So I understand. But, my fear is our body is not designed to be pounded that heavy for that long, and something's got to go. And he's a champion. Be like Dexter Jackson, more careful and prolonged, have that longevity and stay there at the top. So for me, Sean Clarida is absolutely a favorite to repeat with super close George Peterson. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Derek Lansford. Yeah. And I would say, of course, Kamal always, and possibly Keon coming in. But let's say George Peterson. George Peterson has better structure than Sean Clarida. Has this, wider shoulders. If Sean has a great back, I mean, George Peterson has a spectacular back. This is something like, whoa. Has this crazy abs, looks great in a frontal leg pose, so you can overpower him. If condition is spot on, and I understand that his legs are better. I talked to his coach, Justin Miller, and Justin says, like, he's coming at his all-time best. So he would be their contender. He was slightly off last year, so he didn't really get in contention. But he has a physique, everything. So, if you look for aesthetics and muscle mass and balance, it's there. Derek Lansford is on everybody's mind that if he brings the conditioning, he has a super wide V-taper and a structure that could be dominating, and especially so much wider than Sean Clarida. If they're in the same condition, it's going to go Derek's way. But
I have a feeling Derek's going to be the shock of the Olympia.
Yeah, he's going to be a shocker.
I have a feeling he's going to be the one that everyone's going to be like, holy shit. If you compare to what he did last year, this was a huge level up. I just got a feeling I've been watching him for months and I've just think, okay, there's things happening here that, weren't happening in previous years.
It's time, right? I hope so. I really hope that everybody brings their best.
Yeah.
There's no greater satisfaction than knowing you win the contest when everybody is in the best condition. This is how I look at it. Sometimes when you win, but the guys are off, you have to wonder, am I really better or just I got them because they're off? So for that sake, I hope everybody is spot on. And Derek, if he brings what you're saying structurally and size-wise, could be their favorite to win. Kamal competes for 100 years and 100 times we see him in great condition. Yeah. So there is no question if he's going to be in a great condition. It just, possibly age, is a factor that maybe he can really bring his legs up and sweep. Yeah. Because that's where he can lose to these guys. Upper body is flawless and abs, everything is superb, but then you see he doesn't really have that flair, sweep. So guys can instantly overpower him in that one because let's say from the front it's frontal legs, front leg spread, front double biceps. That legs are visible in this angle. So that could be a factor for him. Then Keon Pearson. I mean, we all know this protege and next in line that he can do something spectacular if he's in condition. So Keon has been showing up in a decent condition, but not in a great condition. Yeah. One flaw that Keon has is this abdominals, like linea alba is like a spread that affects his aesthetics. So again, if I'm his coach and if he's listening, there's a moment in pumping iron. If you remember, Serge Nubret was moving his abs, and there is technique that you can actually move them in. Oh, wow. Yeah, there is.
I didn't realize. I didn't know that.
So yeah, just look at the pumping iron and see. Okay. It moved like almost an inch. Wow. Half an inch, which can be a huge difference.
I've seen. To be honest, I'm trying to think, but most of the people I've spoke to throughout the year are saying like Keon, absolute cert for top 3.
Not certain. I mean, because there is Derek and George and Sean. Yeah. That he has to climb, over to be top 3. One of those guys, and all those guys are phenomenal. We didn't mention Angel Calderon.
Yes.
That guy is super dangerous. I actually expect him to be freaky ripped like Andreas Munzer.
Yes.
It's this kind of conditioning already.
Did you see the video of his, he was showing his shredded glutes and he said this was weeks ago, and you're like, oh my god, I'd be happy walking on stage like that.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he said, oh, this was weeks ago, and you think, holy shit, he looks dried out. It looks so freaky. But I think for me, he's like a 212 ramming. I tell you also I'm looking forward to seeing is Ole Krivier, who Ole Krivier actually beat Angel last year, because Angel beat him a couple of times in qualifiers, and then Angel got 6th. Sorry, Ole got 6th and Angel got 7th. So he actually beat him at the Olympia last day. Ole Krivier from the Ukraine. Is it Ukraine? I think it's Ukraine.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, there's a list of Ahmad Ashkanani is here. Then Ahmed El-Vardani.
Yes.
So if El-Vardani comes super sliced, he has a beautiful shape, and he's going to be in contentions. But everything about the Brazilian guy, Lucas
Coelho, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, when he won that contest, he looked tremendous, and I'm sure there's many that maybe I'm missing. Karit Baggio.
Yes,
he was very good. But I think still the first call out is Sean, Kamal, George, Derek, Keon, and possibly Angel. This is the first, and then we're going to analyze. I think that 212 is going to be in a better condition than open.
I think that's been the case for the last few years, isn't it? I mean, so quickly, let's move on to Classic. If we can quickly touch on that. Who's your top 3?
Top 3. I mean, Chris Bumstead, the only way he's going to lose is if he fall asleep and stay in a hotel room. I mean, yeah, he is
totally.
Absolutely a favorite. You know, I didn't see it 2019.
Yeah.
I definitely saw it 2020, and I think he's much improved even now. So it's a scary thought that he's improving at this stage.
Did you see that? Do you see that back video he posted the other day? And I actually, when I first saw it, I thought it wasn't him. I thought it was an open guy. I said to him, I said, "Holy shit!" I said, "Is that?" And then after a couple of seconds, I was like, "Oh my god, that's him!" It looked like he had a fisheye lens on the video or something to make him look wider. You know, like they used to do on the old front covers. I just couldn't believe it. He looks sensational, amazing.
Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, if Jay Cutler can go to that extent to say that Chris could win the Open Olympia, which I don't think really that could happen, because again, they would never award aesthetics.
Yeah.
And if they do award aesthetics, then we would have Regan Grimes, contending for a title.
Hang on. Sean Roden, 2018.
Sean Roden, yeah, but Sean Roden is still aesthetic with enough muscle. He had a thick quadriceps, the wide shoulders. I mean, I don't know how much he weighed, but it's aesthetically pleasing with enough muscle.
Yeah.
If he didn't have enough muscle, I don't think he would fare well. So yes, bring back aesthetics, keep aesthetics alive. That's what I would like to say, judges, push in that direction. Because right now, let's face it, if they're pushing towards muscle mass for the next 5-10 years, we're going to have again, guys trying to get bigger to match Ronnie, just like we were trying to match Dorian's size, and then Ronnie's size, and then Jay Cutler's size, until Phil Heath came and showed us something new.
Yeah.
So that Sean Roden, yes, now he's again going to that direction. But in a classic physique, they're looking for classic, and that for me, there are two guys that can be in a vocabulary or a Webster dictionary for a classic, and that's Logan and Chris.
Yeah.
They say that I'm pushing Logan. No, I'm just, first I was a fan. I said, oh, that's a classic structure.
Yeah.
They come very well along. But then you have a Terence Ruffin and Brian Ansley, right? How can you ignore them? Brian was a champ. Terence was a runner-up last year. And he won Honor Classic. And I know that he's going to improve in that conditioning, because Terence looked like he was behind in a prep.
He did.
Actually, when you see this 2 weeks out pictures of you, like, oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah. He made it didn't he? Just made it by a squeak.
Just squeaked in, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm so impressed.
In Serbia,
so relieved.
we say, like a pig, when he goes through the small hole and then, pushes with the back feet. This is how he just squeaked in. That's a bad example, but anyway, I'm trying to be funny. Terence, being super dry, could be a contender. Again, I don't think he has a structure to beat Chris. So Chris is a winner. I think the contest is for a second place. Yeah. Brian, 2-time champion.
Yep.
And improved in a muscle size, quality, and conditioning department. Would that bring him over Chris? No, because it's still that structure.
Yeah.
Well, when I said in 2019, no way that Chris beat Brian and George Peterson by the bodybuilding rules.
Yes.
Okay, because he didn't have a back, he didn't have arms. And in a classic physique, interestingly, the only poses that they have is front double biceps, back double biceps, which shows back and arms. That was Chris's weakness at the time. Now, back is strength. So, and these guys have crazy back, crazy arms. So I said that, but there was not bodybuilding rules. That's what Chris Sacido said. This is judged by classic. It's not classic bodybuilding. It's classic physique. So I was more thinking of Serge Nubret classic bodybuilding, look like round muscle bellies, all that stuff, but aesthetic. And then our classic physique should be scaled down, not so much fullness, roundness, like bodybuilder look, but more, classic shape, beauty of Steve Reeves maybe, not Serge Nubret. There is a difference.
Yes.
So on that note, Brian might have too much muscle, and they're saying he should maybe go to 212. There's that Brian Jones, that phenomenal physique, super physique, round muscle bellies, right? Just like Robert Timms.
Yep.
Robert Timms has an upper body that can easily be top 6 Mr. Olympia Open.
Yeah. It's insane.
I'm serious.
Yeah, totally
Shape,
agree. Totally
size, quality,
awesome.
Width, separation. I mean, it's like, but is this really classic? So he beat Logan in Texas. So the judges, I think, consider him a classic. It will be interesting to see what he's going to look like next to Brian Jones. Brian Jones, I think he's going to have to put things together this time and bring the conditioning, because he was conditioned 3-4 days out of the show and did something that ruined his shape. But watching him pose, I did realize his back was going to be weak. Even if he was ripped, back double biceps pose is not the pose that he can maybe contend those guys. He has this crazy side chest, yes, and crazy arms, shoulders, but back double biceps, if you think of Chris Bumsted's back double biceps, and then comparison from 2019 to 2020, it was dramatic differences. But when I said that Chris Bumsted could never beat Brian and George in the bodybuilding contest in 2020, I even told this to Chris. I see him in one of these shows. If there was a bodybuilding contest, I would give you the victory over those two guys. In the by bodybuilding terms, he was still more complete, more round, more muscular. Everything was happening. So Terence and Brian, then Alex Cabronero. Let's not discount Alex. Alex can get in crazy condition. I've seen pictures of him when he's a little fuller and just as conditioned. So if I would be him and Neil Heel, I would roll the dice and play for this. Coming in the same way like you did for Arnold Classic, probably is not going to get you top 3. Coming a little bit bigger, and like the pictures they posted a few days after the contest, now you're talking. Now you're being a serious contender. He can lose the conditioning because there's zero fat there. Yeah, it's just he needs to bring a little bit more fullness.
Milos, we've gone way over the hour again. So is because he said I'll only come on. He says, but I want to do a full hour because we can't get into it properly by just doing 40 minutes. So I mean, I just thank you so much. This is coming out. Obviously, this will be coming out literally right before the Olympias. So we'll find out obviously very soon afterwards whether we were way off or bang on with our predictions. But I want to thank you again for coming on, mate. It's I really appreciate breaking it down as much as you can. Because it's hard to kind of really find someone that can really break those physiques down, really analyze it from every single angle to the level that you do. So thank you so much for coming on, mate. And I'm very jealous I won't be at the Olympia, but I'm assuming you will be.
Yeah, I will be, for sure. I would be doing commentary for MD, and that's why I told you, if you want to do Sunday chat,
awesome.
Analysis, we can do that.
Fantastic. All right then, mate. Well, I think I might take you up on that.
All right.
Have fun in Orlando, and thank you so much once again, mate. I really appreciate it.
All right, and I'm going to be watching the Arnold Classic UK like in an hour or so, right?
Lovely. Well, fingers crossed for your guy.
Yes, Samson. All right. See you guys.
Thank you, Milos. Okay, guys, it is Hot News segment 4, episode 36, season 4 of MD Global Muscle of our Olympia preview special. Obviously, you're watching this 2 days before the Olympia, October 5th. Wow, I'm so gutted about the Olympia, Lauren. I'm very, very sad about this. Please play some sad music. But, obviously that's the way it is. So, right, we're going to go straight into it. We're going to go to a big Dennis James. Bloody hell, he's got 1.2 million followers. Wow, okay, fair enough. But he's got a few more since he's been looking after this chap. Big Ramy. Now, this has just been a huge success story of the alliance of Ramy going to Dennis James's house last year for those few weeks. Dennis James has been watching over him, communicating with Chad Nichols, watching every element of his prep, from his posing to his training, everything. I think this was what Ramy needed all those years. I think he needed someone no distractions, and someone to really kind of just make sure that he's just on his game well. Because at the end of the day, last couple of weeks, your head's all over the place. But Dennis James is there to make sure he's been very well looked after. So this is basically the latest video of Ramy. Now, this is the most we've seen of his physique. I don't think he's done any guest posings. I don't think Ramy's done any guest posings. But, so this was, it's funny, I saw a picture of his arms and they look small. Well, not small, but small for him. But, looking at this, he just looks, the skin, as you can see, hang on, let's just zoom in. There we go. Yeah, the skin looks thin. He looks full, separated. We're just literally going on what we can literally see here. And we've seen pictures of his face. His face looks proper. Hang on, where do we see it? His face looks... I think that's on Ramy's Instagram, actually. This is the other one he posted. Yeah, but they did a close-up of Ramy's face. You can't really see it so much on this video. Play the sound. It's just noise in the gym. Look at Denny, loves it. And basically Ramy's got the proper 90s death skull face. Obviously, he's been pushed to the absolute limit by Chad Nichols, his coach. And so will we see a repeat? Possibly. Yeah, I think we probably will. I just want to see him. I want to see him better than last year. I don't want to see him the same. I want to see something more improved because he's had a full year now as Mr. Olympia. And I think we're all expecting to see further improvements because the leap up he made last year from the Arnold Classic, where he placed third behind William Bonac and Dexter Jackson, to, 5-6 months later to the Olympia? No, was it 9 months? It was about 9 months, yeah. 9 months to the Olympia was drastic. So I'm not expecting those changes again, but I would like to see... Yeah, thing is, he could be better by coming in lighter again. So, even if he's 280, maybe the waist will just be smaller, maybe the leg separation will be even deeper. But I think I don't want to just see him win it again. I want to see a slightly better version, like Ronnie did in 98 to 99 when he won his second Mr. Olympia. The shoulders were even wider, the waist was even smaller. He just looked better than he did the year before. Although Ronnie would debate that, he prefers the 98 look, but. I disagree with Ronnie on that, and he just started laughing. He's like, okay, that's what I think. It's my body. Right, okay, and next one is Chris Bumstead, 2-time Classic Olympia champion. And I'll be honest, I don't think anyone is beating him this year. I think this guy is just... Hang on, is that 3.7? I'm sure that was 3.4 a few weeks ago.
It's gone up.
What? He's gone up 300,000 followers in the last few weeks. Chris, what are you doing? Do you think some have been bought? Do you think?
No.
Why? Well, he is a god. Well, we talked about this before. He is a literal... I think he'd be a great Thor. I think if he ever wants to get out of bodybuilding and go into films, I think he'd make a great Thor because he does sport a very, very lovely beard. So he wouldn't have to put a fake beard on. Look at this. Do you know what? When I actually saw this video the other day, for the first few seconds, I had to check who it was because it didn't look like Chris. I couldn't believe how big it was. So let's have a look. That is when he does that thing at the end. It just, his back just expands. Hang on, ready? Do it again. Come on, do it again. Watch this. This bit. Boink. That bit there. It does. What does he do? He does. Do you know what? That's why posing is so important because you can do a slight little tweak like that where he does that. I don't know what he does. Does he breathe out?
He does a posterior tilt, so he sticks his glutes out.
Posterior tilt, sticks his glutes out.
So look now.
Yeah, but look like what?
There,
Boink.
back.
There you go.
Can you see the back?
Can we add a sound effect to that, please?
Sure.
Boink. Yeah, he does. It's just... But, come on. Jay Cutler thinks thinks Chris could win the Open Olympia. I don't know about that, but that's a moot point because he'll never do that. I think he'll always stay in Classic because, this guy's going to be retired by the time he's 30 with probably 6 Olympia titles, But what's this? When was that? That's another recent shot. Champion mentality. It doesn't mean you're always motivated. It doesn't mean you're always driven or even passionate about whatever you're doing 100% of the time. It simply means you have no quit. Do you know what? That's something I feel strongly about as well. Because with all the different things I've been doing in my life, sometimes, you don't have huge enthusiasm, 100 miles an hour, 24/7. Sometimes you don't, but the most important thing is you don't stop, you don't quit, keep going. As I head into my 27th year in the bodybuilding media. But there's many times, I could have quit. I could have gone off and done something else. But this is the mentality that Chris has applied to his bodybuilding, and I really respect that. But lovely garage. Wow, he does. Yeah, Thor. Yeah, Thor. Put a hammer in his hand. That looks like a hammer, doesn't it? Upside down hammer. No, okay. No, not feeling that one then, Lauren. No problem. Yeah, well, we love Chris. Yeah, I wanted to show that video because it just blew my tiger socks off. So yeah, oh, he's dry, isn't he? How I look at myself. Oh, I missed it. Right, okay. Next one is the awesome Ashley Kaltwasser, who we just had in this episode of MD Global Muscle, our Olympia special. 3-time Olympia, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and 2-time Honor Classic champion. And she's won 29 pro shows. Not going to post that one because it's just this one. Which one? What shall I post? I don't know which one to post. I'm seeing a lot of butts. Sorry?
Transformation one.
Which one? Oh, hang on. I've just tapped on something accidentally. That's a good one. What was that? What did she win there? Oh, that's her Arnold Classic. She just took 4th place at the Arnold Classic. That's someone who loves competing. What year was that then? Because that looks a few years ago. What year was that? Oh, 2015. That was was when she won her first Arnold. Second Arnold. Yeah, she looks so different now. It's funny, isn't it, how the criteria for bikini, even if you see that, it's changed a lot, isn't it? It's a lot leaner now, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, Arnold. Which one should we play? She's with J.M. Mannion at Pittsburgh. She said that winning the Pittsburgh this year was a huge deal for her because it's one that, even though she won the Arnold Olympia, it was one that she tried to win many, many times but never did. So she said it was immensely satisfying to win that one. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, so, and also we're doing the Olympia All-Star Tour. Myself and Lauren organising that for after the Olympia. She's going to come into the UK and then we're going off to Spain, starting off in Romania. So she's going to bookend the tour at the start and the end with 2 pro shows. So hopefully she could be going home with 32. Well, no, 29 she's got now. If she wins the Olympia. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Imagine if she did win the Olympia. Oh my God. It'll just be like, okay, guys, we're going to have to extend the tour. We're going to have to add dates. We're going to have to... Sorry, guys, I know we said it was this much for the tickets, but the ones you've already bought, you probably have to pay twice as much now. So, no, we wouldn't do shit like that. No, we would never do stuff like that. No. I'm being flippant. Flippant. Yeah, anyway, so yeah. Hang on a minute. I saw this. She was blonde. I can't... Do you know what? If you showed me that picture on the left...
She's naturally brunette.
I would say, who's that? That doesn't even look like her. What year was that?
2013.
Look at that. They don't even look like the same person.
Or the first year, so it would be in 2011.
2011. So this is what, 10 years later?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So what? That, do you know what? I actually recognize that stage. That's the 2011 Arnold Classic Amateur. I've probably got photos of her because I was at that one. I photographed it for bodybuilding.com. Do you know what? I think I remember her. No, seriously, I think I remember it because I was there for bodybuilding.com and I had to take 2 shots of every single competitor in the amateur. Do you know what? I've got my old memory cards. Shall I go and check? Send the photos to it. Say, Ashley, look at these pictures of you. Oh my God. Yeah, good, great abs. Even then, wow. But you'd never have guessed that she would have gone on to such great things. You know, it's like, it's funny, isn't it? Sometimes you can see athletes and you see them from when they start, and some you can see like, okay, you could see there's signs of some genetic potential or some sort of shape or whatever, or muscle size or development or whatever. But some you just literally, you have no clue. Right, okay, our next one is Hody Chupin, 2.5 million followers. I don't know why I came to this account really, because there's not much on it really. There's nothing. He's very, I mean, Hani Rambold will make sure that he's not posting anything that's new. I think they like to keep it under wraps, these guys, which is fair enough. But I actually I think we are going to see the best Hody Chupin we've ever seen, even better than 27 San Marino, even better than the 2019 Vancouver. which was just shocking. But I think we're going to see the best ever version of Hadi at the Olympia. And this is the guy that has been 3rd and 4th place at the Olympia when I think he probably wasn't even at 90%. So I think he's going to be deadly this year. And I think the top 3 is going to be this. I think it's going to be Hadi, Ramy and Brandon. I think they're my top 3. If Ramy is off, definitely Brandon or Hadi could beat him. So I don't know. That's the top 3 for me. I think 4th, 5th and 6th will be Nick Walker, Bonac, Hadi. Yeah, and that's the top 6. That's my top 6. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to play itself out. So, and then guys like Hakim and Valier, I think they're going to be Hunter. They're going to be fighting out for sort of 7th through 10th. So yeah, so fantastic. Okay, well, there's not much on there really. What's this one? This Wolf. What's this? He likes his videos. That's cool. Oh, not playing that. Yeah, was that? Oh yeah, because he's a Persian Wolf, isn't he? Yeah, I think we're gonna get rid of that bloody. That's really bad editing. Okay, that's annoying. Right, okay, going to go to our next shout out. And this is the GOAT, Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia. Because, well, it's not a secret anymore, but basically by the time you watch this, Ronnie Coleman is going to be launching his new app. Now, I'm probably sure he's thinking, oh, great, an app. Well, this has taken 18 months for RCSS to put together. Because I work with Ronnie, I do the Nothing But a Podcast, and I'm going to be doing some stuff with him on this app. Some of the content is actually for the app. But basically, I've been shown a presentation of this ahead of time on a sort of, what's it called, like a Google Drive meeting thing. Yeah. And I tell you what, it looks absolutely spectacular. The guys have put a lot of work into this. And I know it's going to be an absolute game changer. I almost don't want to say too much because I've seen what they're going to be bringing out, and this is going to be huge. This is going to change the industry, absolutely 100%. And you can watch this back a few days after this goes out, and you'll realize if you actually sign up to it, you'll see that I am not overhyping this. This is incredible. This is thing is I can't talk about it because I can't say too much because I'm kind of not allowed to. Play the video. Which one? No, which one? That one? Yes. Oh, Ronnie. Yeah. Okay. Go, Ronnie.
We got a Cop Ronnie here.
Cop Ronnie. This is the augmented reality Ronnie.
King segment. Ronnie. Stage Ronnie. And we have an unbelievable Ronnie.
Look at that.
What's up, guys? Big Ron here with 7 days out from the launch of my Yeah Buddy app.
Yeah, buddy.
Be sure to swipe up now. Yeah, buddy.
Ron, hang on. I'm swiping up, nothing's happening. Sorry. So this is going to be huge. Just check it out, look into it when it comes out, and you'll see that nothing has been seen like this in the industry ever. And I think, I didn't ask how much money they've spent on it, but I tell you what, it's been a lot of work, a lot of passion, a lot of creativity, and I can see a lot of other people in the industry trying to follow this, but these guys are already ahead of the curve. So yeah, fantastic. It's been released on the weekend of the Olympia, so check it out. It's absolutely amazing. So, okay, that we'll be talking about it on Nothing But a Podcast as well, I'm sure. Okay, I'm going to go to the Olympia. I don't know why I brought this up. I can't remember. There's not much really on here, really, because obviously it's all about sponsors and stuff like that. The Saturday night is sold out. Oh, shit. Saturday night is sold out. Yeah, all the tickets are sold out now. So the live stream, Olympia Productions, there's not really much for me to say, really, other than it's the Olympia. So, I mean, biggest event in the world for bodybuilding. So... yeah, so who do you think is going to win the Bikini Olympia then, now that Janet Legg's retired? I'm putting you on the spot now. Okay, you don't have to say. Fine. Your silence speaks volumes. 3.2 million followers. So Chris Bumstead's got 3.7. My God, that's why he's such a great representative. But then, I don't know, I don't want to get into the whole followers thing. It's just cheesy. Right, okay then. Let's go to Sulio's. He's always got the inside scoop on all the athletes. Okay, and here's Andrea Presti, who we had earlier in this episode. So where's that then? Where's that? Oh, that's in Dubai, isn't it? That's Dubai. That's where they are right now. So yeah, he's I don't think he'll be last call out. I think he could be. Oh, I don't know. He's up against tough competition, but you know, Andrea Presti's had a fantastic year. He won the Portugal Pro. He was 4th at Puerto Rico, and he's going to the Mr Olympia on a win. So, and he said that's his dream as a bodybuilder to be going. You know, I tell you what, it doesn't look like a guy who's on 600 grams of carbs, does it? It looks like he's on about 10. Done it? Does it look totally? Yeah. So. Yeah, fantastic athlete. First Italian pro bodybuilder, the Mr Olympia in 28 years, since 1993. That was Mauro Sani. So see what's else on here. Who's this? Oh, Vlad. Oh, Vlad. I'm so gutted for him. There he is in Alicante. We were there doing the live stream commentary. Are we allowed to say who else we're doing live stream commentary for, or do you think we should keep that very, very quiet? You think I shouldn't tell anyone that we are doing live stream commentary for some more pro events, which I'm very, very excited about. And I can't, like the Ronnie app, I'm not allowed to talk about it. You definitely think I should keep it quiet about the live stream commentary that we are definitely signed up for at several pro events in Europe. Oh, I've said too much. Right, anyway, back to Vlad. Vlad Suhoruchko. Can you believe this guy's 25 years old? He's got such a good head on his shoulders. I don't know if you saw the interview earlier on in this episode. He's such a good kid, and he's got such a good team around him with Ahmed Askar, Badr Badai. A year ago, no one had a fucking clue who this guy was, and now he's like, for me, he's the European Nick Walker. Honestly, he is. He's 2 years younger than Nick Walker. I mean, think about where he could be in 2 years' time. Let's hope it's at the Olympia. Let's hope he gets his visa sorted by then. Oh, man. Oh, my God. He got 4th. He took 13th in Alicante last year. Then he jumped up to 2nd at the Romania, got himself a decent amount of points. He took 4th at Portugal, and then he took 4th in Alicante. And it knocked out Mohamed El Imam from the top 3. So I wonder if Mohamed could go now. Maybe. Oh, he's probably off his diet now, isn't he? No, I don't think it works like that. It's a shame, though. It's a shame that this visa thing couldn't be sorted in Ukraine, because I really feel for the guy, because so tight, isn't it? So tight. Imagine that, and also all the stress of trying to deal with it, and like the Ministry of Sport from the Ukraine sent letters. Dan Solomon sent like official letters and letterheaded and requests, and Ahmed Askar and Badr Badai all tried to help out, and it was just like, no, we'll give you a meeting. You can come to we'll make an appointment for you next April. And it's like, look, guys, the show's in like 2 weeks. Come on, help me out here. So imagine all that stress. But then again, you know, he's 25. He's got a long, long career ahead of him. And I'm sure he's going to be fighting out at the Olympia for, you know, I mean, God, 25 years old. He could be top 6 Olympia, you know, before he's 30, you know? And I mean, the rate this guy improves as well, I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. But look at the density. Look at the density of his physique. Wow. Have you noticed he never gets the diet face? Even when he's shredded. I see that a lot in guys. I saw that in Andrea Presti as well. I noticed that when I was interviewing him. So, bless him. And tell you what, I am interested to see Regan. I know I was probably a bit harsh on him when I was speaking with Milos about how he's an Instagram bodybuilder, but I tell you what, I definitely see improvements. I just hope it translates to the stage. But I mean, Regan, another immensely popular bodybuilder. Here's a guy. Could he be like a Sean Roden? Like a no? You don't think so? No. Oh, I'm gonna tell him. No. I'm gonna tell him you said that. No, I mean, thing is, Regan's only like 29. He can be his own. He's under 30. You know, the guys are doing his second Olympia. Is his first or second Olympia? Second. Yeah, he did the Olympia last year, didn't he? Yeah, because
he can be his own Regan.
He was no, because Antoine Valant was 14th last. No, that was the year before. Was it? That was last year. No, last year. I think he was like 15th, so he was very low placed. But, you know, this guy's had a full year off because he won Romania last year. So let's see what he brings. I almost like to see him looking bad on Instagram. So then when I see him on stage, it's like, wow. But I think Regan's doing some post-Olympia shows. Is he doing Rome? I'm sure he's doing Rome or I had it in my head he's doing Romania or Alicante or one of those, Egypt or what's the other one? Hungary? No, that's not open. What's the other open show? Oh, Prague. I'm sure I heard that he's down to do at least one of those shows. Because thing is, it's a good opportunity to get an early qualification for the year after. So kind of makes sense. So, right, what else we got? Nathan Diasha. See, this has actually been recorded literally as I keep saying British Grand Prix. The Arnold UK is going on. I will predict it now. Look, I'll show you the time. Hang on, I'll show you the time so you know I'm not bullshitting. 7:36. The show started at 6 p.m. What? Oh, what? Oh, that way. That way. That way. Which way? That way.
By your face.
Just trust me, guys. Trust me. It's 7:36. Basically, the show's going on right now. In fact, Nathan's probably on stage doing his posing routine as we speak. So, yeah, who's got the best teeth? Vlad? Nathan? Look, he's actually lifting his top lip so he can show his teeth off more, isn't he? Nathan Dinashe. Love Nathan. I tell you what. Oh, I hope Nathan gets the Olympia. Because I just honestly, what I think he's going to bring tonight, I think he's top 6 Olympia. He's a top 6 Olympia as he is now. He was in 2017, for God's sake. I had him 5th place. I had Sean Roden 7th and him 5th. Sorry, too much green tea. I honestly believe that a more refined Nathan Diasha is a future Mr. Olympia. Well, if you saw that he brought what the package he brought in Alicante, which we were there, obviously, doing the live stream commentary, which we're doing several times more. I can't keep a secret. And you know, I'm useless at keeping secrets.
I know.
Loose lips sink ships.
Yes.
What's the other phrase I use? What's the other one I use that confuses you? I can't remember it. But anyway, was he got a nappy on there? It's his pants. So okay, sorry, Nathan. I'm getting giddy because it's the Olympia. So this was the picture. Look at that, straight out of a bloody some sort of. Can I say concentration camp? No, that's inappropriate, isn't it? Is that inappropriate? Oh, too soon? No. Yeah, look at that. I tell you what. If his body from the neck down is not in shape, he's doing something very, very wrong, because that is a proper death face. So, yeah, I want to see him looking better than he was last year. I want to see him. I don't want to just see him. I think he'll win. Don't get me wrong, but I want to see him bring something different again, because I just think it really adds excitement when the Mr. Olympia comes looking different, at different years. So what else? It's James Hollinshead. This is before the tan goes on. It looks good. It looks really good. It's got so much density through this everywhere. Fucking hell, everywhere. Yeah. There's a big gyno there. I saw Bonac had some gyno. That could hurt him at the Olympia, And I don't even want to say that because I love Bonac so much. But I tell you what, pro shouldn't be having gyno. But I tell you what, there's a lot of people who think James could be the dark horse at the Olympia. I don't think top six pop is a possibility, but I think he could possibly make top 10. And I think if he does that, he's going to be beating some big names, because obviously not obviously, but guys like Rodriguez and Valier and Hunter, these are guys who are sort of a conversation for being in the top 10. So yeah, so it'd be interesting. I'm interested because he had a full year off. He hasn't competed since the Alicante last year when he won, got his qualification for this year. So it'd be interesting to see. And he's been working hard all year, and he's a hard worker as well. So he's going to be looking better than he was last year, is my point. Right, okay, then here is Rami's little brother. This is Angel Calderon. So he's got a bit of gyno as well. Why are guys getting gyno? You shouldn't be getting it. There is things you can do and to prevention better than cure and all that. You can't. You shouldn't be getting gyno. Come on, guys. It's a real schoolboy error. Bad pros and routines, gyno. There's no a bad condition. There's no excuse for any of it. So, I'm getting on my high horse today. So, his legs are better this year. Be interesting to see him back up against Ole Krivy, because Ole Krivy, I think it's Ukraine. Ukraine? Is it Ukraine? No, it's not Ukraine. Might be. He was. Angel Calderon competed against him twice last year. I forget, was it Alicante and Romania? And Ole Krivy was second at least twice to him in those shows. And then the unthinkable almost happened. And Angel got beat by Ole at the Olympia. So Ole Krivy went from, was it 12th or 13th the year before, he jumped up to 6th. And Angel Calderon was 7th. But Angel Calderon the year before was 10th. So he's moving up. And I tell you what, because last year he went into the Olympia on 4 pro wins. This year he shut it down. It hasn't been seen. And these are the pictures he posted. Do you know what? He does look like a short Rami, doesn't he? He even looks like Rami in the face. He's even got the death face. Do you know what? I know I like seeing the death face. It means they're working hard, doesn't it? You know, I remember Kevin Narone, 94, bloody Arnold Classic. I mean, you freaking know you could light a match on those cheekbones. You know, it's good though. I mean, I used to love it when I get about 4 weeks out, my cheeks would start coming out, and I'd just be like, I used to love it. It looks so cool, very Batman. What? What's wrong with that? Right, okay. Yeah, look at that. I mean, look at that. I think even Dorian Yates would be impressed by that condition. How is he still under 212? Because he looks bigger. I don't understand it. I mean, he's very short, but he's literally like, if you pushed him onto his side, he'd be as tall. like if you literally put that on its side, he's probably almost as tall that way. I'm not making any sense, am I? Not making sense. That's unusual. Oh, yeah. Theo Legria. Yeah, he's doing the Arnold UK today. So good luck. But obviously, we're all about the Olympia now. So, yeah. What else? God, Justin Rodriguez, man. Look at that. He's such a monster, isn't he? I love his physique. His shoulders and arms. Holy crap. Wow. Holy crap on a cracker. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, so interested to see what he brings. I've wandered off piste a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, I get distracted by all the amazing physiques. So I think, there's Samson. Yay. Oh, fingers crossed Milos brought him in really good condition. Anyway, I'm digressing again. Right, okay, going to go to our final shout-out. Is Sarah Harley IFBB Pro? She finally got a pro card. I mean, I was judging Sarah Harley in wellness back in 2018 for Two Bros. I judged her twice in the June and the August shows, and she's pretty much been competing solidly for the last 3 years, hasn't she? And obviously, if you know Sarah, she was the partner of Luke Sando, who obviously we sadly lost last year, and she was with him, you know, pretty much when it happened, and she was the one who found him. So obviously you can imagine how her whole world was blown to pieces. She actually moved to be with him. But, you know, she moved, I think she moved to her sister's, and she got a dog. And she really, you know, she kind of just basically threw herself into contest prep and, you know, and kind of rebuilt her life, you know, every element of her life. And it's a real feel-good story because now she's just won a pro card at the Arnold UK. And I mean, literally today, she's changed it to IFBB Pro on her Instagram. That's so cool. So yeah, just really, really happy for you, Sarah. And I know because she's been competing all year, and she said she put a post up the other day saying that she was really, she was really tired and wow.
28, Sarah.
Yay! Oh, it's a fairy tale, and I hope this shows others that if you have a dream, however big it is or impossible, it seems you have to keep chasing it. That's what life is for. This happened yesterday, and I'm still having to check it's real every 5 minutes. This moment will live with me forever. The best day of my life, something that took me almost a decade to achieve, and every single hardship along the way has only made this all the more sweet. So yeah, wow, what a story. I mean, think about what Sarah went through last year. You know, a whole world was blown apart, and here she is, just, you know, nearly, was it a year and a half? May last year. How many months is that? Yeah, you know, 17 months later, here she is. She just kept going. She just kind of got herself, you know, focused, and yeah, she's got a pro card. She's now our new wellness pro. So yeah, really proud of you, Sarah. I've been friends with Sarah for 4 years now, and absolutely incredible. Look at all those medals there. This, you know, all the time, all the different shows she's done. She's been seconds, thirds, fourths, but she just kept going, and finally, and also she got a pro card at probably the biggest show that she's ever done as well. So that's a huge achievement. You know, Wampa, that's the name of the dog. Named it after Ewok. Wampa? Ewok. Yeah, I think. So yeah, so well done. It's a fantastic end there, really. So yeah, okay then, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this Olympia preview special. Also check out myself, Ron Harris, and Jose Raymond's Olympia preview. Also going out this week. I'm probably going out tomorrow, the day after this goes out. But the Olympia, man. I'm so gutted I can't be there this year. but hopefully that will change. Well, no, not hopefully. It will change for next year because I will be there. I'm never missing another Olympia again. I don't care what happens, basically, as long as they still keep holding them. Right, okay then, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out.